look the part, but let's see some of your moves.
Feeling free and it feels so right. Oh, time to do the things I like. Gonna see a princess, everything's alright. Oh, no job but an answer to. Ain't a fixture in the palace zoo. No, and since the carpet nights off me, I'm living life now that I'm free. Yeah, time to get myself together. Now I got myself together. Now I made it through the weather. Better days are gonna get better. I'm so happy. The current night is gone. I'm moving on. I'm so happy that it's over now. The pain is gone. I'm putting on my shades to cover up my eyes. I'm jumping in my ride. I'm heading.
There we go.
Well, hello, guys.
Howdy. Yeah, let me. Sorry, I was like, as soon as I came down here, I realized my computer needed restarted, and that was a whole. The last 45 minutes, I've been rushing around trying to do everything.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, that's all right. It's just one of those. It's one of those weeks. All right. I got that. I got our chat on. It says the Facebook chat is connected. I don't know if that. Facebook chat never seems to work. But we shall see. Okay. I don't want to turn it on or we'll have double voices coming across.
Oh, we've already got questions coming in. How cool is that?
Okay, here we go. Let me see. Let me get back in. So I sent invites. I sent invites to Matt, Dan, and Marty. Matt, Dan, and Marty. And everyone, we're just getting started. Sorry, we all were busy the weekend, and then it just kind of plowed into everything else. So
snuck right up on us.
Yeah.
In case you couldn't tell by my text, I forgot today was Wednesday.
That's all right.
I was telling everybody Happy Tuesday today.
Well, I think my students all thought it was Friday because they were maniacs today. So just one of those groups. Let me see.
Makes me think of that Limp Bizkit song. Just one of those days.
Yep. Now that's like a blast from the past here. Limp Bizkit. I didn't think I'd hear a Limp Bizkit on the unnamed podcast here. So here, let me show you what. So I did work. Let me see if I can get this. There's something I worked on. Oh yeah. So look, I got these captions here. So look, let me see if it works. I can turn this. So I can
that's cool.
I can get your guys' info, and if we actually get guests or something, we can put their stuff on there. We're learning.
I'm so glad E-Girl's patient with us.
Yeah, she's very patient. Sorry, we normally I spend like a half hour getting everything prepped, but Sunday I was beat. Like when I don't know about you guys, and I'm sure. Well, I know John was because John was.
John got home on Monday.
Yeah, he drove like a maniac, which I appreciate because I drove from. I left my house on a Thursday and got to California on a Friday or a Saturday night, so I feel your pain. But I'm trying to think if I want to see if I.
Are you taking requests for celebration?
What do you mean requests?
I want you to get a picture with Jim Swearingen.
Oh, I don't know who that is. Who is that?
Jim Swearingen is the guy that created the first Star Wars toys.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, if he sees me, I'll get tons of pictures. I'm a terrible fan Other than Steel City, I will say I'm not standing in lines for autographs.
I'm going to
can't-
give Anthony the same request.
Yeah.
I don't think that makes you a terrible fan. I think that just makes you a realistic person.
See, because I started going. So this is not our topic, but we'll just wait a minute. I started going to cons in the '80s, and in the '80s, not the big cons, but just they still called them comic book conventions because people didn't mind saying the whole word. But you would go up to. I remember my cousin was a big Thor fan, and whoever was drawing the Thor book at the time was sitting at a table. He had a stack of comic books. They were 75 cents for a Thor book. You bought it, you handed it to the guy. He drew a cartoon and give it to you. That was it. That was your interaction with, you talk to him and stuff. There was no and I know they have to make their money, but it's just, I don't know. And also most cons cost me 4 times what everyone else costs because I pay for tickets for the family and stuff. So, but anyway, I guess so. Today's topic, and I tried to get a background. I was messing with the background, and I got the stormtrooper background of a bunch of us. And Clapper Boy has his shirt, courtesy of John.
I was so excited. I can't even begin to tell you that it started the day off on such an awesome note.
Yeah, it was a good day. I mean, it was, I was tired, so I started my day tired, not as tired as John for driving.
Yeah.
But I was tired just from we filmed green screen all day at Marty's house on Saturday, and it tired. I didn't think it was going to be as much work, but like they were just banging out the scenes, and we were such a confined space. Like I appreciate being outside because you could just kind of walk away and take a break, but you couldn't really. And Marty has a pretty big space, but with everything we had in there, it was tough.
Yeah.
Arc 77 is here, thank you, and he's taxing to my gate. Oh, okay, that's cool.
Just in time.
Yeah,
Right.
Getting ready to take off.
So yeah, I was dragging, and then but everything went smoothly. I thought. I mean,
I'm crossing my fingers that I did it right. I've never done that before. So
the sound. You were the sound man, right?
I was the sound man.
Boom boy.
Yeah. You've never been a grip?
I've never been a grip. I don't have a grip on reality. I've dropped the boom a couple times, but I've never.
I have a very expensive recorder to be hooked up to a boom mic. So if we ever need to make our own movie, I have one. I have the one of the old, not old. Man, I forget what it's called. I'll dig it up today and show you. But I can plug in live mics and headphones, and you do the same thing. As long as you're hearing what they want to hear, you're good.
Well, that's the thing is, other than when we were practicing in the morning, they never had the headphones on.
Oh, well,
I never heard any comments about the sound while doing it.
Well, I think for a lot of that sound, is probably not going to be used anyway.
Right. They're probably going to loop most of it.
Yeah.
If I venture a guess.
One of the biggest challenges that we had was, especially when they wanted me to boom from above, is the wind.
Yeah.
So that's why they had me do so much low booming, so much low microphone work, is because it minimized a little bit of that wind that they picked up in the mic. So I just hope it's useful for them.
Well, and a lot of that close-up they can reshoot because the lines weren't that bad that they couldn't redouble them if they had to. Like the Stormtrooper lines, you don't need any of those. I was surprised we had a good amount of Stormtroopers, which was pretty cool. So if we'll hopefully put some pictures up. I just was, like I said, I got home and then my dog passed away Monday, which kind of shot. I haven't even put my new printers together. It's just been a weird. It's just been a weird week. So, but
I thought that was today. I'm sorry to hear about Buddy.
Mm-hmm.
It was Monday. It was one of those weird. I don't know. Well, I could tell a quick story. I don't want to bring everyone down because it's one of those things. But he had started having seizures about 2 weeks ago, and he's 11 and a half years old, which is really old for an English bulldog. And then Monday, I got home, from the shooting. And he seemed fine. He still was having some issues, but we. Then Monday I woke up and he was a little off, and Safi called me like 2:30 at work, which he never calls me at work, and he was having seizures like every 20 minutes. So we had to take him, and there was really no. I mean, I didn't want to be a selfish pet owner and make my dog suffer just because I was too sad. So
Yeah.
but Safi and I went and we put him in. They take you to a nice room. It was nice, but it was just. It just hit me hard, and I understand, and I know that there's people going through cancer, and my wife has lost a lot of family. There's tons of stuff that I know a dog in the grand scheme of things is I'm not trying to equate that to anyone's pain or anything like that, but it does hit you in your daily life. So that's why I didn't try to make too big of a deal about it, again, because I know there are people suffering immensely with many other things. So. But back to the good part, and E-Girl asked us, the filming was awesome. I mean, I fell. I want to see the footage of the. I have a gash in the back of my leg from my armor grabbing my leg when I fell, and I didn't really fall down. It stumbled, but man, I stumbled, and then was it Bob?
Bob. It was in the same. It was in the same scene.
Yeah, the same, because we were. So if you look at the picture in our background, it looks really firm, and it was, but in certain places because of the rain, it was almost like silly sand or something.
Yeah.
And I stepped and I almost went down, and then right around that corner, Bob went down. So.
Well, you also got to remember, like our boots do not have that much tread.
Right, I know. I'm buying movie boots. If we're going to make more TK movies, I'm going and getting a pair of Skechers restaurant pull-on shoes. They look close enough. The white ones look close enough to TK boots. I'm buying them for movie shoots.
Mm-hmm.
So are you anticipating more of these?
Well,
I'm hoping.
Yes, I don't know. Matt has a lot to do. So I think he was very happy with all the shots. And who was our cameraman?
That was Jeff.
Jeff kept him on schedule. Like we compared to last time, I felt like we shot more quality stuff for the amount of time we were there. And so I don't know when Matt will be doing. I know he wants to do a Rebel base scene with all kinds of aliens and stuff like that. And then hopefully he'll jump on and talk about it. Him and Marty and Dan, hopefully he'll jump on. And anyone else that's in any of our other chats, if you want to or whatever. But I hope to be more, because Marty and I were talking too. We were like, why aren't we having Zoom calls, a bunch of us, and just coming up with a 5-minute movie and shooting it somewhere?
Yeah.
If you think about the access we have, probably except for possibly Southern California, we have such a variety of stuff that we have access to as fans. We should be making movies all the time.
Well, and not even just the realistic kind of Star Wars movie that Matt's trying to make. I mean, we could do brief ones that are just fun. Give us a reason.
Pitch. Give me, because I got an elevator pitch for one I'll run by you guys, but I've been talking too much. So Ken, you give us the elevator pitch for your next fan film.
So my next fan film it's a collection of shorts of Star Wars characters in the real life acting, just like think Chad Vader, except with all sorts of different characters in places you wouldn't anticipate them. So shopping in the mall, or at Rita's Water Ice, or on the boardwalk in Ocean City, or you just see random people in Star Wars costumes doing real world stuff as if that's what they do and that's where they belong. Without a second glance, without a second thought, just, oh look, there's Greedo, getting a slice of pizza.
Okay, all right, John. Well, no, and on the top of that, I picture Din Djarin, played by John, and Bo-Katan going to Rita's Water Ice, and Din Djarin has to just throw his out because he can't take his helmet off. Okay, John, give us your elevator pitch.
See, I don't have a good elevator pitch like you guys. I haven't put that much thought into it to have a good one.
All right,
give us a bad one.
Yeah, give us.
I kind of want what I would want, just like post Battle of Endor, just a bunch of stormtroopers like on Endor, just milling about like, well, what do we do now? Just like a quick, like 5-minute, like, well, I mean, I guess we could go get a job on Alderaan. Oh,
All right, Dan is having trouble getting on. Let's see. I don't know why, Dan. Oh, here. No, let me see. Dano, if you're on your phone, what's the link saying? Send me a. All right. Okay, so I have my elevator pitch, and if Dan, hopefully Dan is listening. But I picture like an antique shop, similar to what you were saying, Ken. But I would imagine, and I'm thinking of the suits we have, C-3PO and 000 antique shopping. As like a couple where one is evil and one is not so evil, but they're both very pretentious.
Just bickering as a. You would want to buy that, wouldn't you?
Yes.
You have no taste in furniture.
We can't even sit down. No.
Wicker. Why would we buy something made out of wicker? That doesn't make any sense.
When I always on with John's, and I wish this is where I wish I had my old movie memory. But when I was a kid, I remember, and it's probably like overly offensive movie, but my grandfather used to watch all those black and white war movies, as they call them, that came out post World War II. And there was a movie where it was like a group of American soldiers going through the jungle and were slowly getting picked off by the Japanese army or something like that. I forget what the name of the movie was, but I always thought of that with like Endor troopers. Like you would never see the Ewoks, you would just hear them, and it would just be, I don't know,
Death from Below.
Yeah, I don't know, but just imagine like the little Ewok sound, but you could creep it up a little bit, like creep it up with between music and sound. Hey Ken, that's a cool hat.
Thank you very much. That's my from Disney, my Dinda Jarin.
Nice.
In honor of John.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
And we don't want to spoil the ending, but the ending, I think, whatever he uses out of those ending.
Oh my, yeah. I'm very excited to see which one that he goes with for that.
Or maybe he'll have multiple releases.
Right. Yeah, different screenings will have different endings.
Yeah.
This one goes to the Patreon, the Kickstarter funders.
Right. Well, now I don't know if I meant to ask Matt, but I think when you use Disney stuff, they're pretty open with everything you do as a fan film, except for the Kickstarter stuff. Because I think that one Vader film got in trouble for that.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, and Mike, kind of going back to your antique shop, we need to find someone who has a BT.
Well, yeah,
so then you can have R2 and BT as the companion droids.
Yeah. Okay. Does Vader Stormtrooper go to outer space? There we go. In order space food. Yeah, just put the word space in front of everything. Like let's go to space, because I know someone did Clerks, but it was the convenience store in the Death Star. They did a rendition of Clerks because like the clerk was making out with C-3PO and stuff like that. But yeah, so and I think we do know someone I know Marty has the BT dome done, there is a BT in Delaware. Which is like an hour. It's where Donna came from,
right?
So I know there's at least BTs around. But so our film. I don't know when Matt wants to release it, but they seem to do pretty quick work. Oh, Ken, you got to move your head so we can see your picture of you. No, the other way. See, there's Ken with the pink shorts. So I'm assuming John his next thing will make you pink shorts and across the butt it'll say,
Well, what's really interesting, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but that guy, his name is Ken.
See?
No, it's not.
It is, and sadly, in May of 2022, he passed away of COVID.
Oh man!
But yeah, that's Ken, and he recently has become really famous because just like they did the running of the Wilro Hoods celebration, they had a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of guys walking around in pink shorts with boom mics, cosplaying as Ken.
The first time I saw that, it was a Mandalorian Mercs did a group shot at some con years ago, and then they had this group shot, and then someone took a wide shot, and there was the guy in the pink shorts standing with the boom mic. So I did that boom mic just for a few minutes on Saturday. My arms, I'm out of shape. I was like, man, my arms.
My right arm was was
And they're like,
a wreck on Monday.
they're like, don't
Because
shake it or it'll pick up noise. I'm like, eh.
well, I had surgery on the arm, so
oh, jeez.
I wasn't.
Don't
I'm not
worry. I've got a friend who has been begging me ever since I showed him all the pictures from the first shoot. He's been begging me to be the grip, and he wants to come with me specifically because he wants to be a grip.
Okay, there
But
we go.
but his girlfriend's birthday was this last weekend, so he couldn't
That would
make
have
the
That would
trip.
have been the perfect birthday party.
I know. If only she actually liked Star Wars.
What's really funny is both times we shot, there were kids on the bike path that were celebrating their birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that was just what parents said.
Yeah. What? No, that was that was a highlight of the day. Honestly, for anyone that when I know we're just talking in circles, but this is our show. We don't know what we're doing. But it was so nice because alternate ending of Clue. That's what the Talking Sith said. But so where we filmed was a little background. It's filmed off the Susquehanna River, and it's right next to it. It's a rail line that still runs, but it's not a heavy traveled rail line. But it's all right, Dan's texting me. But we're filming on right off a bike trail too, and the bike trail. All right, let me see. Dan, I cannot see your comments because they're probably in Facebook. For some reason, the Facebook comments don't come through. You have to jump on YouTube. I don't know why. The Facebook comments say they work, but they're not working. Anyway, we're on this rail to trail, and that was a whole family of a whole bunch of kids. And Donna, the one person who, what'd she do? An officer? She was an officer, and her daughter was the ATST driver.
Yep.
Her foot is showing. That's her daughter right there. Donna went to Norway to where they filmed Empire Strikes Back, and she took all these patches and coins with her and then brought them back, which I would hate to just take all that through the airport, but whatever. And so they were Empire Strikes Back coins that she had got made in patches, and she gave it to all those kids, and the birthday. Those kids were so happy to see us.
And what a random thing to stumble on.
Oh, I know. Oh, there was people. I was watching the one time, and there was people riding, and they were trying to be coy, like not act like anything, anything was going on. But then they would come back, like their exercise turned into like going back and forth. But yeah, so it's right on a bike trail. So it's a big limestone. It's a big limestone patch, and. It was a lot of fun. We had a tight schedule, and here's Zoe's mentor. Jake Stetler is on. I wish you could have made it, Jake. You probably would have cringed at some of our film work, but we're doing our best. But Matt and those guys kept us in line.
I think one of the best parts about it is every single person made the day fun.
Yeah.
Like every single person, top to bottom, left to right, didn't matter whether you were in a scene or not in a scene. Everybody made it fun.
Yeah,
right. Because every person there I think everyone there was just grateful to be there. Because how often can you say you're like, oh, I was able to go out and be a part of a fan film and dress up as a character for not for just like a convention or like a 501st outing. It's like actually something on screen.
Right. And I also would say, like, because I know sometimes the costuming groups get either a good name or bad name, whoever you talk to, but what we did yesterday felt like the purest of when the costuming groups do what we do best is when and I'm talking about when we just walked over and took some pictures with the kids, and that's what we do. So yeah, it was fun. And if someone says, "What are we shooting on now?" Does that mean what kind of camera, or does it mean what we're actually standing on? Because back to that's a big limestone. Is that like an acre? Do you think that's like an acre of limestone, or maybe more?
I'd say roughly an acre.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to exactly measure because it goes from the bike path to the river,
right,
and then it stretches out left to right along the river. So it's really, I think it's somewhat challenging to to get an accurate measurement of it.
But it's at least a good, like, it's a lot of space, and depending on how you set the angles, so it's a big
Oh, yeah.
limestone deposit. And so if you check my Facebook feed or any of the people that are in here's Facebook feed, which we'll have to make a list of all that, because I can put it up with the graphics. I can do that. But if you check all that out, it's pretty neat. But it was just the deposit. I don't know what kind of factory it was. Oh, okay. Yeah, camera and the limestone is cool. I am not sure what kind of camera it is. I think is there a I think it was like a Black Magic. Is that a camera? Because
you're asking the wrong guy.
It looked like similar to one Jake was using when Zoe and Zoe was working for Jake. They had two whole big camera rigs up. And because Matt is he works in the video production and all that as a profession out of New York. I think both of the guys do. And this is like his hobby. And so we actually shot green screen out there, which I'm curious to see how that turns out. But their FX guy is in Australia, as far as I know. And I'd show the clips that he sent, but I don't think Matt wants anything shown until it's been done.
I think, from what I understand, they used that area to make steel.
Oh, okay. There we go. So Marty, it looks like a Blackmagic 4K or 6K. So for the camera people, that's what we were using. And we used Ken as our clapper boy, but they didn't have a clapper this time because they had to pack extra since they came from New York, and Matt drives like the world's smallest car. They had to pack for all the green screen on Saturday, and then so I think they got, they got all that. But I am telling you, if there's any would-be movie makers or anyone who wants to make a fan film, we're getting pretty good at this. So
we're at least getting pretty good at showing up.
We can show up and walk around, point our guns places. All right, Matt's commenting. Is my link not working? I'm having problems with. I was trying to get Matt on here. Whoops! I just turned the live on, so if we hear a duplicate. All right, here, Matt. Matt, if Matt is on here, I sent a chat around. Where are we located? Ken is in New Jersey. John is in Ohio, and I'm in southeastern central Pennsylvania. We were filming right outside of Columbia.
The White Hills of Convoy.
Yeah.
Or Conovoy?
Canoy. Yeah, the Lancaster people, they don't pronounce things right. We have Lancaster, except the rest of the world calls it Lancaster.
Well, I hope the Amish don't get mad at me for calling it the wrong thing.
Well, they probably won't be watching, Ken. I think you'll be safe.
Oh, okay. Safe.
I don't think there's many Amish in that. You're getting out of the Amish country there in Columbia, but yeah, it's right off the Susquehanna River. But it's good. I mean, what's nice is when we started talking, the amount of costumes and the amount of locations we have, probably if you would just say between New Jersey and Ohio, the amount of stuff we have that we can do is pretty neat. Between all the costumes, we have aliens, we have the droid builders between Dave and Marty and Dan and myself. We have enough protocol droids, R2 units, pit droids. We have enough Mandalorians from Jersey, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Din Djarin from Ohio. We have, all kinds of stuff. So,
yeah, I tried resending the link to Dan, and he says it's still not working.
Yeah, well, I just put the studio restring. Let's see, invite up to 10 guests. It's just been acting weird today, and I just resent the restream link again. So we'll try to get Dan on here, but Dan, you have to tell us what errors you're getting. And I'm trying to keep the chat. I'm looking at the chat. Yeah, Amish everywhere. Quinn said Amish everywhere. So Matt, I did send a link again to Matt. Yeah, there. Dan. Even I'm looking at the old comments too. But yeah, if you want to jump on Face or YouTube, the comments come through. Again, I have it set to Facebook, but for some reason the Facebook stuff, it tells me they're working, but they're not working. So we're new to this. This whole podcast started because I was testing software for Zoe. So I don't know. we don't know what we're doing.
So is this the accidental Star Wars podcast? Is that
Yeah,
what you call it?
Yeah.
Since it still doesn't have a name, the nameless one.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I don't know.
But,
Hey, we could always go with the nameless Star Wars podcast.
Yeah, there you go. Or just maybe be a symbol like Prince, but it'll be in Arabic, and then it'll never be found, like when people search for him and stuff like that. So let me close this. But yeah, I don't know why the links aren't working for those guys. So let me see. Because the same link I sent you two guys is what I'm sending Marty, Dan, and Matt. So don't. But you know what we needed for that shot? We needed the inflatable Falcon.
Yeah. Get a nice overhead shot.
To me, that's always the answer to almost every question.
Yes.
Where do you want to go this weekend? Doesn't matter as long as they have the inflatable Falcon.
I looked. The closest place was down south. It was $1,000 a day to rent it.
I thought, didn't we find it in Atlanta? Didn't you find it? I thought you found it in
that
Atlanta.
might have been it, but it was 1,000 and some change for setup and removal. But it was same day setup, same day removal for $1,000.
So we couldn't do an overnight thing in it.
No. No, but so because I was talking to Marcus, and Marcus sent me some. There's a guy in Maryland, actually not far from where I work, that has an eWeb.
Really?
Yeah, because I was like, man, we could need eWeb. Like I was thinking, like if this film was good and it's going to be fun, and we did a lot of stuff, and I like I said, he wants to do some more shots. But like, how do we make our group even? What's the next big thing? And I'm thinking big props.
Well, it could be the eWeb or all of those different containers that they use. Yeah. You know, those can be shifted around quite easily.
Yep.
And some of the control consoles.
Yeah. Well, and when I first read Matt's script like 2 years ago, I had a really different take on the meetup scene. Remember when they met up?
Yeah.
And my take was I pictured like a ragtag group of Imperials, like with half their armor on and some missing. Oh, there's Matt. And I pictured like an encampment with like those boxes sitting around. Like this Matt on here. There he is, Han Solo himself.
How's it going?
Doing well, thanks. Good to see you.
I don't know what was up with the link. I sent the same link to Dan too, so I don't know if it was just this stream is having fun or not, but
I don't know. I saw him on the messenger comments. Did I know we were doing this?
We talked about we don't know what we're doing. We just do this every Wednesday for no reason.
Why do I have Thursday on my brain for this? For some reason, I think it's Thursday. So every time you pop up Wednesday, I'm like, should I be on this?
None of us have the right day. I was talking all day like it was Tuesday.
Oh, okay. No, I had to be up at 3:30 this morning for a job, so I'm kind of wiped out. So.
Oh, okay.
So if I'm not that responsive, that would be it.
Yeah,
I still haven't recovered from the weekend.
Yeah, that was a good weekend though. But the Talking Sith said we should hook up with the guys building the Falcon. That's in like Europe somewhere, right?
The Swedish Falcon?
Yeah, the Swedish Falcon. That's
You know, I just connected with a guy in Celestri, Pennsylvania or something that's also building a cockpit.
Yeah, there's a couple cockpits floating around. Yeah, okay, here we go.
It has come up every time we've gotten together for the last 3 weeks.
But
well, if you win the lottery, you definitely got to get it.
But or you know, if the film gets big, I think a big bouncy party for all the
cast party.
set it up right up there on the cliffs.
Well, if Lucasfilm says this is great what you did with no money, what could you do with a couple $100,000? Then we'll get the bouncy castle.
Yeah, I want to see that in the itemized expenses. Yeah.
And I'm sure they'll go, we already have that, so we'll just send it to you.
Who needs a gimbal? We'll just have them, bounce around. Watch out for the asteroids.
Yeah, that'll be the opioid version of the show where they're trying to get around in a bouncy castle Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
The Barbarella version.
Something like that, yeah.
So you can give us what's your feedback after looking at the footage, or have you had a chance?
Oh, I've been working. I came home and I had gigs lined up and stuff. So I've just been able to download and duplicate everything, just to back it up with the backup. I haven't been able to go in and like touch the footage, but my VFX guy in Australia just sent me new stuff.
Oh, nice.
From episode 1. So that is getting ridiculous. And I'll put out stills of that maybe tomorrow or the next day. Because tomorrow I'll be playing catch up on paperwork and things. Yeah, I mean, every time he comes out with new stuff, it's just, well, holy crap. I mean, because it looks like we're his keying, his green screen is really, really good. So way above my pay grade. And plus his backgrounds are just very three-dimensional. So, it reads, at least on my phone, I saw it this morning. Because
screening on your phone.
Yeah, he's Australia time, so the biggest screen I've been able to look at his stuff on is my editing screen, which is like 36 inches or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of shooting like this, we're doing this, where it's cinematic.
Right.
So he's got to build the world, the extra stuff. And that's why we need to round up some aliens and Twi'leks and Jawas and all that stuff. Maybe some sand people to populate the area, because right now it's just, empty vendors and empty tents with the fabric, floating around and the flags and stuff, and there's nobody hanging out.
So we'll talk more about what we did this weekend. So in the perfect world, what's your plan for that? Like, what's your location? What do you need? Just in case someone's seeing this out here and has like that perfect Twi'lek that they, I mean, I know you're way off from that, but what's your perfect plan for that?
Well, I mean, like I said, I wanted to see if there was a home base like your house, Marty's house, or the head Twi'lek person somewhere in Pennsylvania that we could just go to their house for a day and shuffle in, 5 or 10 different characters, because I know we got a few requests like, hey, do you need this? Hey, do you need that? And it's like, nope, just troopers and officers, man. So but I know in as far as episode 1 populating Mos Eisley, and then also because now I got a lot more screen to play with. It's not this anymore, it's this.
Right.
So I might need more troopers, I might need more like I said, Jawas, sand people. But for the Rebel base thing, when in episode 2, when they meet up with their fleet guys that didn't show up or showed up late, I want to have some reason to get in a bar or that's on the Rebel base or something, and have a couple of fist fights or something.
Jake, we could use your bar. That bar we use. Is that bar available? You filmed your movie in. I want to be Trapper Wolf. If I get to be a pilot, I want to be Trapper Wolf.
Trapper Wolf?
Yeah, the Dave Filoni character. I'm just kidding. I like my face covered. I'm fine. But.
Is that like a Trapper John? Trapper Wolf?
No, Trapper Wolf from the Mandalorian.
Hold on,
Dave. It's Dave Filoni's cameo.
He's a rebel.
I'm not familiar with it.
There you go. So here we go. Some pikes. Yeah, I don't know if we know anyone with pikes now. But I have this. Where's my hand? This mask is wearable.
Yeah, we're
It is
getting that.
Trapper Wolf.
We're
It is
getting those guys, definitely.
The blue mask. I don't know.
That's
if we
Trapper
know-
Wolf.
The blue mask we'll have to put on. Yeah, that's Trapper Wolf. John's holding up Trapper Wolf right there.
Oh, okay.
The blue guy we might have to put on a mannequin because it's the neck hole is like that, and I don't know if I want to cut the mask because it has to be cut to be worn.
I'm sure we got a few mannequins laying around.
I got like 7, I think, so we can.
Or we could stick someone's hand up there to make it,
Oh,
you
that's
know.
true. That's true.
That's how they did the hammerhead, I thought.
Yeah, and I got a couple droids. I got 2 Jawas. We will have hopefully about 15 Tuscans sometime this summer. So
Where are you gonna have them?
We're doing a Tuscan party at my house. So we're trying to collect all the material, and people will come early in the morning.
I don't know. That sounds like that could get out of hand.
I know, right?
Especially if there's fire dancing.
We're having a Tuscan party, you know.
And then by the end of the day, everyone will have a Tuscan.
Oh, okay.
That's our plan. So we'll see. You know, that's our thoughts on it. But just because everyone the Tuscans from Mandalorian are a little different, so they're easier to wear. The eyes are a little easier to see out of because the eye stalks are cut in half. You know, so
what are those? Just metal pipes?
Actually, they're 3D printed rings right now.
No, I mean in the original. Yeah. Where are they taken from?
I think in the original they were some kind of pipe, but then soon after that, in the olden days when I first started looking at Tuscans, they would heat up PVC and push it down over a tapered table leg.
Yeah, because they are tapered a little bit. Yeah,
splay it out and then they just cut it. So I don't know how they made the original. It's probably off of some piece of machinery that was in England, you know.
Yeah,
like a donut machine.
It's a World War I doodad of some sort. Yeah.
But the ones from Mandalorian are a little shorter. So we're trying to make it that like everyone can build a Tuscan for under like $50 or $60.
Oh, okay. And then all you got to do is get the muslin cloth to wrap over yourself.
Yeah, we're going to try to get that and everything. We're going to try to do from head to toe. You know, other than the only thing would be the difficult ones. People have to bring their own boots to wrap. But you know.
Yeah.
But
do we even know what kind of boots they wear?
No, it depending. They don't really show the bottoms, but most guys just get like rubber like waiter boots and wrap them with monk's cloth and.
Yeah, because the outfit, it's kind of like the Jedi robes, isn't it? Under like that kind of muslin.
Yeah, it's a slightly different one, and then it's monk's cloth. It's the outer robe, depending on which one you do. But I think the ones in the Mandalorian have pants.
Oh, okay.
Because they're more mobile, where their costumes are a little different. Like new.
But I mean, it was like Luke's outfit. They had a crisscross going on underneath. They had
a bandolier, tan bandolier, and then they had that, I think the New Hope was the Swiss rifle bandolier.
Yeah.
But then they changed it a little bit in Phantom Menace and in Attack of the Clones. So they Jake's for the Tuscan party. So. Again, we'd like to get enough Tuscans. We're going to try to make them as accurate as possible. So if someone wants to join one of the costuming groups, they can. But it's not really a cost. It's for the people that aren't in costuming groups. Like some of the guys just want to. There's a couple guys that just want to come watch us build. Some people just want to build a mask. Some people want the whole thing. So we just get a bunch of Tuscans. Especially if you're filming, you just need the mask. We can throw a couple pieces of monk's cloth right over top of them. Just we'll dye it like Safi's. I just dyed hers tan. And her Tuscan, that was a couple years ago.
What's monk's cloth? Is that like that sport tape or something that you?
No, it's the cloth that the Jedi robes are made. It's that woven pattern. Yeah. And the inner robe was a designer blanket, if I remember correctly. Ken would know this. Did you know this, Ken? Come on.
That part I don't remember.
There was some. They used just some blanket they bought, and so if you want the original one, so no one does that. It just has to be. The inner robe should be a tighter knit or even no knit so the outer robe stands out. It's just that texture and it looks better.
And like the Jedi thing, was that just based on a samurai outfit? Decorative, and then the underneath one is like a blanket so they could take a nap in the woods. You know?
I think so. I my favorite is when Obi-Wan loses the robe when he's ready to fight. When he just like
Yeah.
you know, in one of the prequels. But
They all take the robes off. He did it several times in the prequels.
Mm.
yeah.
Every time there was a fight, oop, there goes the robe.
Yeah, well, that was they were losing their monk status. You know, and we got more Tuscans. That's what I mean. We're gonna I have to start really get. I was using your film, Matt, as a reason to not be on the ball and getting my Tuscan stuff done. Now I have no excuse.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, like I said, we could use some guys on episode 1, because we got in episode 1. You know, the girls, you know, are late and they wake up and they got to rush to docking bay 94 and they got to find their way through Mos Eisley to the docking bay, and they're being followed. You know, and they're used to the town. They know what's up, but you know, I got to populate the town with Jawas and Tuscans and different alien sorts.
we have. I think it's Andrew, a friend of ours. Andrew has the snout alien from New Hope. You know.
Oh, yeah?
He has.
Maybe we could have that guy poke his head in.
Yeah.
You know, maybe even a couple of R5 units popping by. I don't have into that.
We have at least 2 R5s because Marty has an R5. You saw
Yeah.
the head. You saw the head when you were at his place.
So do you have room at your space to set up a green screen?
Well, if it's in the summer, we could green screen the whole garage. But my like in here, I don't have high enough ceilings. Like we couldn't have.
No. The garage would be perfect, especially if it's faced away from the sun and the shade.
Yeah, we got the garage. I got a big backyard. You know, we could if we have to, we could rent a tent. You know.
Yeah, well, I mean, as long as you know, we catch it at a time during the day where it's not in the sun, because if it's in the shade, then the color's all even.
Well, we could talk to some guys. A friend of ours actually owns he owns a railroad, and I think he has a big warehouse. So
I want to go on the railroad.
yeah, I don't think it's just like a work. It's not like the fun like choo-choo railroads, but we could put some feelers out there for anyone even that has a big space. You know that.
Yeah.
Well, there's a guy in the New Jersey Mandalorians who he works at a place called that does the boxes around flat screens in hospitals and businesses that kind of lock the TV so people can't get into them.
Yep.
And so he has this big warehouse that we do all of our armor parties in.
Oh, okay. So that's
Might
probably
be handy.
Yeah. So we should probably put some feelers out if you're going.
Yeah, but the Tuscan stuff, and you know, for the Mos Eisley, I would like to get people outside.
Yeah.
Because once in a while you catch a little sun ray that'll hit their head. You know, it's just where the actual green screen is. You know, like if I shoot at 4:00 at my house, the sun's over there, and I could put a green screen against the garage, and it's all in the shade, so it's one color.
Right.
You know. Because you can't green screen if your green screen's 10 different shades of green, you know. Right. So, you know, like Boba Fett, I shot him in his backyard,
right?
And the green screen was on his back fence, but he was walking through some sunlight coming through, so he was able to catch some sunlight on his helmet, and that's why it works really well in the desert scene in the beginning, you know.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. There's my injury from falling.
I want you to get a picture with Jim Swearingen.
Oh, I don't know.
What are you looking at?
Oh, that was a while ago.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I just hit the wrong one. No, I right there. That's where that's when I fell. My mask, the screw hit my nose. So.
Was that last week?
Yeah. I fell right before Bob fell. I didn't fall. I just hit a misstep.
Oh, okay.
His was more of a stumble.
I want that in the bloopers reel.
Okay. Well, when I see it, I'll find it and.
Or just put a laser bolt like I got shot in the leg. So
that's what I was just gonna say. You know, maybe we could throw a laser bolt in there, but we shall see. You know, hopefully we'll have enough stuff that we could cut enough of an exciting sequence. And not get too carried away, but we'll see what we got. But if we need anything else, we'll see at the you know, tail end of the edit to, you know, say, you know, we could really use this, we could really use that, and get a couple of guys together and just plug it out.
Now, what's your hoping for the length of it?
Well, the script itself is 20 minutes now.
Oh, okay.
So, and it's usually a page per minute. But since, we still have VFX footage to make for it. So, and that's not going to happen for a while because he's still working on episode 1. So I'll try to get episode 2 as tight as I can for him, without any special effects or anything like that. So it's a well-timed story. So all the beats are there. And if there's any holes missing, we might, because while the battle's going on, we're cutting back and forth to the, attacking Star Destroyer and Admiral Baum, who's the original admiral who is after him in the first place in the first episode.
Oh, okay.
So 5 years later, he's a bit more of a fanatic, refusing to, rejoin the Republic and stuff because he's too high on his own supply. And he's my friend who doesn't live too far from here, and I'm going to have a couple other officers show up at his place and get them all on the bridge.
Nice.
So, and he is coming. He's the one who's attacking the guys on the ground.
Oh, okay.
And he's not really concerned about taking on prisoners or anything like that. He just wants to basically eliminate you guys to send a message, so, the whole snitches get stitches or whatever.
Yeah, that was the battle scene in the valley thing was fun, but man, there were so many rocks in that thing.
Oh, I know. That's not fun to walk in at all.
Really wasn't fun to run in either.
Yeah, or in case of that fall down in,
Right.
But Zach's young, he's mostly cartilage, so it's okay.
Yeah. Here, wait a minute. Chewbacca's here.
Hey, there he is.
Hello. I just had a wedding client. I had a Zoom meeting with the wedding client at 8 o'clock, so they were running a little late.
Yeah, no problem. We were just talking about the fun of running in that valley with all the rocks and Zach.
Yeah.
Have you counted how many times Zach has died in filming?
Well, maybe at the end we could cut something where he's just constantly falling down,
Yeah.
Some dramatic music in the background.
Yeah, something like Down with the Sickness, or I don't know.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Yeah. There you go. That's a good one. The one guy in 3 states that's willing to fall down. But yeah, that'll be, maybe we'll have to get some more of that in the future.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have to work on stunt armor, I think, for like something to fall in.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means. I mean, I heard a couple of blurbs on a making of that they had, like for Force Awakens, they made stuff out of a lighter polymer or something that was bendable, so it didn't so it wasn't brittle, so it was kind of rubbery when they fell down, that it didn't break.
Yeah, I don't think my FX kit would break, the one John was wearing, but I just had it for so long.
Yeah.
I would feel bad for it if it did break.
Well, I mean, a lot of these guys, spend $1,000+ on these things. You don't want to be rolling around the ground with them, I totally get it.
Yeah. My Sand Trooper kit, I wouldn't have a problem falling in. It's been a little while since I've checked the seams and everything. So I didn't want to fall in it until I knew. Plus I need to cut back a little bit of the legs, the upper part of the legs, so it doesn't bite in the back of my legs so I can run a little bit more free.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't have a problem falling once or twice.
And like I said, before you jumped on, Marty, Zach is mostly cartilage. He's not fully developed yet, so he's not brittle like us.
Got to kind of know how to fall.
Yeah. But damn kids. But so you get one, you got them all. So that's, I'm happy to have it. Oh, sorry guys, I'm a little tired.
Yeah, I think we've all had a long week.
Yeah, 2 days in a row is I mean, I could have kept shooting on Sunday, but it was getting cold and I was burnt out. I really I know I missed a couple of things that I had planned, but I was just so crispy at about 4:00, plus the kids begging me to go home. So,
Oh, and it's not really fun to pack all that stuff up in the dark anyway. So
Yeah.
Nope.
And I think when we were leaving, it was starting to rain a little bit.
Yeah.
We just
Yeah.
missed the rain. So
yeah, nature was telling us to, wrap it up. So,
Yeah, it was good. No, it was good that everything went on, schedule, if not ahead of schedule. That's the plan. I mean, it's
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, I feel like I missed a couple of things, but I feel like we were moving so fast. Maybe we got it, and I just don't remember we got it. I don't know. I still have to comb through all the stuff, so we shall see.
Cool.
Yeah, well, I know I was very grateful for wrapping earlier than expected. It saved a lot of headaches for me on my drive home.
Oh, that was a long drive. Is there a Starbucks coming up?
Yeah, I only stopped once, and I stopped at a Dunkin' on my way home, and then drove the rest of it straight because I was just so tired. I'm like, I need to go. I need to get in bed now.
Yeah. What was your drive like? 5 hours, 6 hours?
Yeah, I think at the end it turned to be about 6 hours.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
including my one stop. So
Yeah. And I know Jeff spent the night at the hotel and then doubled back in the morning.
yeah, well, the hotel probably wasn't that far away, was it?
No, the Comfort Inn in Columbia is like 15 minutes away from the site. So, and that's where we stayed last time. So it's the closest decent hotel that I could think of.
Yeah, we Marty, before everyone came on, we were giving our elevator pitches for fan films to make.
There you go.
Do you have one?
Oh, that was before I came on. What do you got?
Before you came on. So, Marty, what's your elevator pitch?
Oh, I haven't thought about it. I mean, I talked about it to you with the 3PO and 000, and I was just a Tusken Raider based one, because just basically figuring I like to do something like 5 or 10 minute quickie, short flicks that just kind of like choose a premise, whether it's funny or exciting or something like that, and just do things like that. But
oh, we still got to get 000 on green screen. I need 000 on the bridge of one of the Star Destroyers.
Okay. Yeah,
we didn't get 000 out in the dirt. So
yeah. That would green screen wouldn't have worked with her, because the problem with 000 is if you get any kind of shadow, it just looks like a silhouette of C-3PO.
Yeah. This way we can light her up a little bit.
She could walk behind him and be his shadow.
Yeah.
Like Peter Pan.
Like Peter Pan.
No, but I'd love to get, I mean, I don't think a lot of people are aware of the whole 000 thing. And I would love to have that on the bridge of a Star Destroyer of some sort.
Yeah. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Yeah, so let me think. What else do we have? Besides inflatable Millennium Falcons, we... I'm trying to think of the shots we did, like the battle scene in the valley. That was fun. Me almost falling was fun after the fact. Once we found out Bob was okay. I don't think we had any. And Chewie carrying his bowcaster. That's some good pictures that Donna got of that.
Yeah. I didn't realize I didn't realize there were so many pictures going on. And then there were pictures of Marty. Pictures of cosplayers taking pictures of cosplayers.
Yep.
Like a doppelganger,
Well, I took a couple pictures of C-3PO against the green screen, and in the camera you could see C-3PO in the green screen.
Someone took pictures of Marty taking pictures of somebody else.
That's funny.
So shooting the photographer shooting the something.
That's funny.
But for further episode, I'm hoping to scout those New Jersey locations so we could find something that looks like a bunker or a base kind of situation for after this particular instance. And I'm still not sure if we should end it where they leave the battle site, or if we end it when they arrive at the base and he punches out the admiral for not showing up or being late. You know,
That could be a good after credit scene.
yeah. Well, we already got the Mando, but
That's true.
but
I forgot about that.
But I really wanted to start laying the groundwork for why Han leaves, you know, because, you know, if the admiral or the captain or whoever that was responsible for being late to the show, you know, he's got to lay him out just because, you know, and start causing a rift between the, you know, different rebellion factions and stuff like that, just because people are picking sides and there's some ex-imperials involved now, I guess, you know, because of the how they're trying to rejoin the Republic and stuff. And plus, you know, Force Awakens gave us the idea that Han was on his way out the door because all the political crap, and he went to doing what he was good at or whatever, you know, because he didn't like the shady politicians that he always had to deal with because of his wife, you know.
Well, Marty, where was that picture? Didn't you do a photo shoot at some bunkers one time that looked like Tatooine?
Like Cape May or something?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. No, that was in New Jersey. That was those bunkers, that place in New Jersey that Dan knows. I know where it is. It's at the lighthouse in New Jersey area. It's nice. And it's open too. I mean, it's not like you have to get permissions. You know.
Yeah, I would still get permissions just so no one gives.
Well, yeah, of course you do. But there's another place up in Allentown, and it's the Albertus. It's a furnace in Alberta. It's Albertus Furnace. It's a really nice. Again, it's a park that has like kind of like ruins of like the building, and it's maintained ruins, so you can be around them and stuff without it being like condemned or dangerous. Ruins. So that's a place that I thought of that was kind of cool too. It has like old, you know, an old railroad track running through it with like this tunnel. And then it has some other thing. It's unique looking. Like if you'd have to do something that, you know, you want to look sort of otherworldly or remnants of things, it looks like that, you know, so.
Yeah. Do you have any pictures?
Not now. I mean,
let me look it up. Is it online?
Let me look it up. Let me just see here.
And guys, I really like the setup that we got of the guys on the hill that watched the Falcon taking off. I think that's going to work out really well.
Yep, there we go. Yeah, if you, Mike, if you put in a search engine, furnace in, I know it sounds like I'm trying to rhyme shit, but furnace in Albertus. Albertus is Alburtis. And just put that in Google search and then just go to images and you'll see all of it right there. It's cool.
Tell that Albertus again.
Alburtis.
Oh, come on, you make me think and spell at the same
I
time.
photographed there for engagement, weddings, various things. It's been a little while, but it's cool. I mean, it would make for just the one area that is. It was a bridge that. Well, do you have it?
Is this on the screen? You guys see it on the screen?
Oh, I can't. Well, I'm on my phone, so it's hard to see that small. Yeah. There it is. Yeah. So you see all those remnants. Now look at it through the lens of a camera now, how it would be cropped in, and you won't see like that. It's an old, you know, farmhouse. I'm looking at the those consecutive arches that go through. If you can, those consecutive arches, when you frame that up, it's like bam, bam, bam. It's really, really like forced perspective, really cool stuff. Remnants, like, and you're allowed to stand on this stuff. You're allowed to be on these walls that are busted up, and the some of the pictures. I mean, Mike's. I'm looking at it big on my screen, but he has it small on this. But it's a really nice area, and it's a parking lot. Literally is 100 feet away, so it's not like you don't have to drag everything to, you know. And they have like outhouses there already, so you don't have to like rent anything, or, you know, it's easy, you know. But it's unique looking, and there's woods there too. So if you have to do anything like wooded looking, but then you want these ruins or something, it's I'm like itching to just get back there and photograph.
Put a ship right there, dude.
Yep.
Look at that. We could put a ship right there. That looks like a little X-wing area, you know.
Yep. It's plus, one of those that,
you know, there's those builders that build those light panels that you could stick anywhere, basically.
Yeah.
And you put it on a wall and, like you said, frame it up the way it's got to be framed. This is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you see?
And it looks like there's
You
enough
can have
space
the-
for the inflatable Falcon.
And look,
Yeah.
fuck off.
Yeah.
And it's in Allentown, so it's closer to New York. So
Yeah. But you could put like noses of X-wings and different ship via VFX in between each of those little things.
right, sticking out through like it's their parking spot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, see.
Wow, this
creative
is
use
so
of your
much
phone.
better than because the bunker thing is kind of limited because usually it's a bunker with a hole and a gun pointing out of it,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
but
look at
there's
all
ones
these
bigger than
different
that.
little layers you could walk around because a lot of the Star Wars stuff is almost kind of Downton Abbey Victorian-ish,
Yeah. Yep.
Well, the other
Yep,
thing
I'm
is,
sensing another 2-day.
yeah. Well, the other thing that's nice about that is too,
What, Dan?
you could maximize your amount of people because of all that work. You could literally have someone walk by, run behind a ruin, and you could have literally multiple people moving behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can fill it with people, and it makes it more populated or not because we have the space. It's a nice place. Yeah.
Marty, that's fucking brilliant. That's great.
Cool.
I'll look at more pictures, but that is just you got my idea engine going.
Good.
There's another weekend
That's how this
for-
whole stupid thing got started.
Because of Marty.
No, it's his idea.
Because the VFX guy I was talking to in Las Vegas was like, I don't want to work on your first episode. I want to do a new one. I'm like, oh man, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I got an idea. Hang on, and then it went from there, and it just, of course, you go to bed, you put your head down, and you're like, oh, what if this happened? What if that happened? Ooh, wait a minute, and all of a sudden you got yourself a story,
Yeah.
And that was in 2018. So it only took 2 years to put together, and then a pandemic to delay it another 2 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think our first Saturday was like a week or two after everything locked down, if I remember the dates correctly.
Well, yeah. The March 2020 was okay. Let's get going, and then a week beforehand, oh crap, we got to shut it down.
Yeah.
But that's
what it's called. It's called Lock Ridge Park, Albertus, PA. Lock Ridge is one word. LOCKRIDGE Park, and then it's in Albertus. ALBURTIS, Pennsylvania.
okay.
Lock Ridge Park, Albertus. Yeah.
Is it BART or BERT?
Albertus is ALBURTIS. Albertus.
So neither of those letters. It's a U. Okay.
Yeah.
With a
All right.
silent
So
setting.
from a compositional framing point of view, it's like a photographer and a videographer's dream because there's so many arches and frames within a frame, and as the day progresses, the lighting changes, and it's just really cool. So,
Dude, I can see it. I can see it.
I could see Han talking with Princess Leia or General Leia, right in one of those archways and walking away.
Yeah, and we got to punch out Admiral so-and-so.
Yeah.
yeah, whatever you can do to add any other, plentiful characters, aliens, whatever, even if it's just random aliens and bounty hunters just walking around in the background, or people that, if it's the good guys or if it's the bad guys, it's just neat to fill it, because that's part of the fun, is filling it with the people and their great costumes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if they have great costumes, it's like, it just brings a more immersive world.
So, I was thinking that he could confront the Admiral guy and punch him out, and then his guys, draw weapons. And then, of course, Chewbacca is Chewbacca, and everybody backs off. And then the Admiral gets up from being punched and says, hey, man, I'm sorry, it's not me. I was ordered to be late,
Right.
or I was ordered to not show up, and I showed up anyway, kind of thing. And then he's like, well, who the hell told you to do that? Well, your wife,
Yeah.
So now it's time to go have a drink and go to the bar and talk about this shit,
And even if there's anything that can, again, without me knowing everything about it, well, hey, hello. If there's anything about, using this location as like just like a small battle scene or something, because where you have, stormtroopers and anybody with their weapons and, being able to, because it's just, there's just, we can get a lot of people and their various weapons, whether it's, bounty hunters or aliens or troopers or good guys, bad guys. And, and I know, a couple people now that I'm thinking of it who are X-Wing, who have pilots, not just TIE pilots, but X-Wing pilots. I can get Jeff Denbow. I can get, I know Jonathan Yu, he has one. So I know at least 3 people that have X-Wing, or Y-Wing pilot, costumes. Yeah. So.
Hey, I got a idea for you guys. I want to get your beat on this. If in the story, if the Imperials are being absorbed into the Republic, are they still stormtroopers? And if they are they stormtroopers like without their helmets? Just like their little comm thing or something like that. So they're a little less spooky to the rebels. They're still stormtroopers, but they work for the Republic now. But are they still in stormtrooper uniforms? Just, come back to me with that.
It depends on how much of the remnants it is. Like if you look at The Mandalorian, the stormtroopers are still hanging around as hired guns, and they're just wearing their armor just because that's their protection and their uniform. So, it's like, that's it. That's like their protection. It's like, why would I give up my bulletproof vest, so to speak, even though they're not very bulletproof, but, But,
well, Moff Gideon had like legit guys with him. Like Moff Gideon would be one of those guys who still has 25, Star Destroyers at his beck and call, who's not willing to rejoin. He's still the Empire, so to speak. Vader's Empire. But what happens to the guys that rejoin the Republic? Are they given different uniforms, or are they still?
I would think that because if it's not a remnant, if they're being absorbed back into something good and new, if the Republic is something that's flourishing and not just like remnants where people are using just bits and pieces of whatever, they're going to have new gear, and it's not going to be, they're not going to be reminded, the good people are not going to be reminded of that stormtrooper costume, because those guys, it's almost like if a Nazi went good, them still wearing their Nazi outfit, they're not going to do that. You know what I mean?
I get it.
You see what I mean? It's like, keep the swastika on as a reminder of all the horrificness that your people did, so. I mean, that's
also
my opinion.
In the heat of battle or whatever, you wouldn't want to make that quick mistake of shooting your own teammate. That's why their uniforms are so different.
Yeah, because my idea with what we did the other day is the attacking guys know the guys that got switched out because they could hear the signal in their helmet, like the Order 66 thing. They could look at a guy and see that, his helmet isn't transmitting correctly, and so he's not with me, And so we should shoot him, because he's been conformed to somebody else.
I thought of if you've ever seen the movie Josie Wales, the beginning of Josie Wales.
Not since like 1973. What?
Okay, so in the beginning of Josie Wales, all of the rebels have to sign and join the Union.
Okay.
And so it shows them coming in, and they just have these big tables, and they're literally just handing over all their gear.
Yeah.
And now in Josie Wales, then they all get shot and killed. But that would almost be a scene where you would almost need like a generic jumpsuit where the stormtroopers are throwing all their gear on, and then switching over.
Would that be an interesting scene to have like a homage to that?
It would be an interesting. I think it'd be a more interesting scene if you had dialogue in front, some people having dialogue, and the people doing it in the background. Because just watching guys suit down would be extremely.
Yeah, that's a different party, and I don't know if that's what you want to have in your movie.
That's a different
or
Star
if
Wars.
They were at the table and the guy hands over his gear and says, "I'm TK1705," and the guy said, "Well, now your name is Gideon Saperstein."
Right.
You get a real name or something.
Yeah.
Well,
would that be too hammy?
Well, you could have it like they ask them their number, and someone looking on a chart and ask them their planet of origin. So it's almost like they're trying to find where they came from.
Yeah.
And then, you'd have a bunch of guys doing it, and you kind of pan down and have that little bit of a dialogue about that, and then pan to a better dialogue with all that happening in the background. You know what I mean? Like you'd say.
So do you think there's two guys talking in front of all that business going on? And, maybe Han or somebody is like, so what's going on here?
Right,
oh, this is, our new conscripts. We're, fresh start,
Yeah. We're trying to, we're trying to take the Empire out of the guys, or we're trying to find where they came. We're trying to show that they're trying to be compassionate to these guys. But
they're giving them a humanity or an identity.
Yeah, we're trying to, something like that. But again, if you just had one, like I'm TK5351, and you'd have the guy, doot, oh, you came from blah blah blah, and then it just, but if you saw all of our guys doing that all at once.
Yeah, keep that in your minds. Keep that in your heads. I like that. That's kind of cool.
Okay.
Jake says he's done for the night.
Huh?
Jake says he's done for the night. He says it's good to see Marty.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that on Facebook chat?
Just came. I think YouTube. Chat.
I'm sorry. I got the other chat. Rolling up. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah,
hey, also, did Marcus set up a Google Drive for everyone to put their photos in?
I think he was. I've just been out of the last couple of days, so I'm.
All right. So have I. I came home, went straight to a job, and I just got back this afternoon. So, so I got today and tomorrow and the next day to catch up.
Yeah, I'm working on my captions for all of you. So.
Oh, okay. Well, work on this. I'm going to go get a seltzer.
Okay. All right, I'm going to put you in the green room.
There you go.
All right.
And it's not Boomer Boy, it's Boom Boom, according to
Oh,
Marty.
right.
Boom Boom.
I got to fix that.
Boom Boom and Clapper Boy.
Yeah.
All right.
What if we recreated scenes from other movies with Star Wars characters? Like just brief clips. Like
Saving Private
Billy.
Ryan.
Oh, that'd be too big, I think. But I mean, like Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan in the diner.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Okay, Chewie and C-3PO.
Yeah.
See, I gotta be careful, because if I make a different mask, especially, I mean, only for this particular movie that he's doing now, but if I make a new, because I'm making a new mask, and I got to keep my old mask because it won't match. You know what I mean?
We got a facelift.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I'll just call it a Force Awakens lift. Yeah.
It's the new Chew.
Yeah, it looks totally different.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, let me turn Matt back on. There we go.
Oh yeah, I'm ungreen room now. Good.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, I mean, I
or commercials.
Now that Marty, you showed me that place, I'm like, man, now I want to film again.
And we should, And
I probably won't trip. That looks like it's much more stormtrooper friendly.
Good. I hope Bob's ego wasn't too bruised there. That's kind of embarrassing in front of people and stuff. But
no, I think everybody understands.
I think everyone handled it okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but I also think everyone understands, because most of our costumes, as much as we try to make them as best we can, we spend a large amount of time just standing still.
Yeah.
So I mean,
and it's not as if we were, on flat, even ground.
Yeah, it was a little funky.
It was bumpy and loose rocks and the heat of the battle.
Yeah, well, and Marty, I don't think Matt was here when we were talking about that either, but Marty, we were talking too about when all those kids were stopping by and we were getting pictures and stuff. It was kind of like, it made it even better. It just made it that more fun,
Oh yeah, the first time people are losing their crap over C-3PO and Chewbacca.
Yeah, well, it was funny because I would see people bike by though, and then they would spin around and come right back. So
yeah, what the crap?
I can't imagine people would just all of a sudden decide to stop their bike ride right at that spot. So some people are just trying to be a little coy,
Yeah. But next time we'll have a sign. Come on in and say hi.
We have to have the hashtag signs up next time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like with QR codes or something like a to promote what's going on.
Just
You know,
sign on
I'll
a
get my.
stick.
I forgot my HSC signs. This time around, but I'll put the hashtag on there. On those big yellow signs that I have.
So now my next question is for you, Matt. Is when is the release date in a perfect world if everything works out? Like,
I mean, I don't even want to go there just because it's all on the VFX guy. Like he just sent me stuff this morning, of the girls walking through Tatooine, getting to the Falcon, and then getting to the point where the Falcon takes off. And I'm still picking up my jaw here and there because it's still on the floor, And I saw it this morning on my phone. I was looking forward to tonight to looking at it, because it's got me like working under the Falcon and stuff like that, and just amazing. And so he's doing the best he can, cranking it out, and we're still in the first 5 minutes of the first episode. But he wants me to send him, the stuff that we did, so we can put the cockpit in for episode 2. And plus we could get that guy, that Matt Haslam special effects guy that's doing a talk at the Denver WickedCon. And he's going to give us a plug.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah, he's going to mention us and possibly show our a trailer of what we're doing.
I highly recommend Steel City Con. What do you think, Marty?
Yeah.
Do a good promo at Steel City Con.
Well, also these cons are always looking for panels.
That's what I mean. Like do a panel, and
I mean, we could do a panel with just a trailer. We don't have to show the whole thing, because I really want the movie to the 2 episodes.
Right. Yeah, you just do I mean, the panel could be on, making fan films or, the process of making fan films. And it just so happens that then that's the one where you show a couple of the raw cuts or here or there. And then you do the final teaser at the end or something like that.
Yeah. Like the silly green screen and like when we started in the attic, just goofing off,
Right.
But then kind of showing how it evolved from that silliness to freaking Boba Fett, but no matter I don't know, I feel like no matter what Disney does, good, bad, indifferent, I think what the fans put out kind of this is kind of what I would want to see, I mean, if I was a Disney executive, I'd say, damn the cost. I want a Han Solo show or something, because I heard that they don't use the main characters so much because they have to pay an extra royalty, when like with Luke Skywalker and stuff like that.
That's what I heard a while ago. I heard that that's why they're making their own way, because every time they use the legacy characters, but I'm like, my God, they have so much money. I mean, really, they can't, but I don't know. Yeah.
Well,
it's like having $1 billion and not, and ordering 8 tons of shrimp for your cocktail party and not springing for Bloody Marys and the shrimp
cocktail sauce.
Cocktail sauce.
Well, but I also think the genre of fans making anything is, and we talked a little bit about this when we were talking about the toys. Was that last week or whatever? We were talking about the toys. Star Wars is one of those few things that give us permission to kind of do what we want. Like, as much as some of the fans might act like it's not, but like it started with the toys, people playing with the toys how they wanted. The fan films of Star Wars have been going on forever, from, Ken was showing us Hardware Wars all the way up to what's now.
Oh,
and there's that whole genre of fandom that just loves that. Because the one question I was going to ask tonight was, I wonder if there's anyone that got hooked on Star Wars because of a fan film they saw first.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because I know for me, Troops was kind of what kept me alive, and because we were.
Troops was like the first real fan film to really come out.
Oh, absolutely! It came out in '78.
No, Troops.
Troops was 99.
Oh, you're right. I'm thinking Hardware Wars. Sorry.
Hardware Wars. But I'm saying like that's what kind of kept, because back then we were just hunting for anything Star Wars. You know.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you know, and I guess I'm a Star Wars snob. If it's not up to, if it doesn't give me the feels, it's you know, I'm not really going to be running back to it. You know, I don't run back to the prequels. I don't run back to the ones that came out recently like I do the originals. You know, because they just don't have the same feel. You know, it's kind of like, you know how your mother smells and what your mother means to you, but if a stepmom comes in there and tries to replace her, you're like, you're really nice, but it's just not the same thing. You just can't understand. I'm sorry. You know, I mean, how do I put that into words? But there's that certain what?
That's nice, because it's different for everybody. Like what the first 3 films meant to us, the prequels meant to someone, the sequels meant to someone.
Yeah. It's more about the time of the time that you are in your life and what you've the events that surround it, like what it meant to you, you know, because a lot of times for me, it's like it's your childhood, and that has a powerful staying power. That's powerful staying power. But like I was just in Pittsburgh a couple weeks ago to troop. I was in Chewbacca, but I trooped they showed the Pittsburgh Symphony showed Empire Strikes Back, and they showed the whole movie.
One of those.
What?
I'm dying to see one of those. I've never seen
it was great because it was the whole movie without the score on it. They showed it on like a ginormous screen behind the symphony. The symphony's in front. The conductor had like a 32-inch monitor instead of his little table. He had a 32-inch monitor, and it would cue him, and they would play the music, the score. The whole score was played by the live symphony. It was great. But that being said, that was awesome. But watching just Return of the Jedi, and that's one of the ones that people complain about as the original. It was just great. And that's why I was talking to the people that were with me. I was like, the originals are just perfect because it was just so good. The details that they put in, watching just Jabba's palace, and you can see like the creatures, like just up on the windowsill in Jabba's palace when they were going down with the Gamorrean guard, and just the little details that they did was phenomenal. And then when you say that was done in early 80, that's crazy. I mean, what they did, and now they have anything's possible, but what they did back then, and that's kind of just the level of detail and attention. It was just perfect. And so. But I mean, anything compared to that is always going to be pale in comparison. It just is to me.
Plus, the sad fact that they're making the Mandalorian and the Boba Fett thing look like it was produced in the 80s, early 90s. So they could have totally made a episodic in 1987, easy peasy. Yes, it would have been $5 million an episode. But it would have been totally worth it, But no one was interested in it,
Well, I don't know. I think more of it was the money, not that there wasn't the interest there. I mean, one of the things that George always pushed for was making it so that the technology would be cheap enough for the shows to actually happen. Yeah. That's why the prequels didn't come out until they did, because they used young Indiana Jones and the work that they did on Terminator and Jurassic Park to get the technology to where they could do the prequels.
Yeah, if you saw late 80s, mid 90s superhero movies, they were horrible. I mean, they're like funny, like even the guy who played the Flash, the guy who played the older Flash, but who was younger in the 90s. I mean, he does like conventions and stuff, but I mean, those movies and like the old Captain America that was done in the late 80s and 90s, they're ridiculous. It's comical, and it wasn't supposed to be funny. But the minute, and then even in the 90s, Jurassic Park was groundbreaking. That was 93. But again, most studios just didn't have the money to utilize that technology yet. Yeah. And because it was Spielberg, and I mean he had as much money as he could. He was fine. But but it took until in 2000 in the 2000s, and I mean Iron Man was 2008 till you really got the well, granted, like the Spider-Man movie, 2001. I mean, Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, they had he was doing stuff that you just couldn't do 10 years earlier, that was feasible, because where they were blending him into the scenes and you couldn't tell that he was swinging or if it was a digital Tobey Maguire. You just couldn't tell. And that's when the game changed a lot with the with the FX.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you would have had that Tobey Maguire without Jar Jar Binks.
Right. Well, right. No, I agree. Well, no, I know. I'm just saying, like every like Zoe's is the Clone Wars, and then I know a few people just from doing all the podcasts. There's people that got hooked on Star Wars for the books in that interim time between the old movies and the new movies, and it's just different generations like different things. And again, I'm just glad for the fan film, from the fan film standpoint, like you said, we can kind of do things like that we know, as because Marty and Ken, to a point, we all know that. All right, okay, Ken. We all know what the people like. Like when we show up as stormtroopers, people love it.
Yeah.
When Chewie shows up, people love it. When R2, like all those costumes, they're loved across the board. And so it's nice because we get a barometer of what it is. I mean, I think, wasn't it, Marty, the one Weird Al concert, they made us leave because we were getting photos longer.
It was in Lancaster because we were causing delays because they wanted people out of the American Music Theater, and we were there and they just wanted to stay and pose for pictures and stuff with us. And they're like, okay, you guys got to get out now because we need people to leave so we can shut down the building. Yeah.
And we saw that at Steel City the last time we were at Steel City. You, John, and Safi, and then the Boba Fett guy we picked up. It was just like a sea of people. Like it was like 2 steps, take some pictures. 2 steps, take some pictures.
Yeah.
And there's that same. What's nice is whether people like it or not. The like Boba Fett, the Mandalorian, the Stormtroopers, Chewbacca. There is those classic characters. And some of the like the Mandalorian is probably as iconic anymore as Boba Fett, thanks to Boba Fett. But for the younger kids, and when they stuck a Mandalorian Fortnite skin on, that like every 9 to 11-year-old person all of a sudden wanted to do the Mandalorian as well.
Yeah. And that was kind of like on the first one, I felt like I was luckily capturing the Empire Strikes Back vibe a little bit, for me, just editing it. I don't know what other people got out of it, but and with my terrible special effects and stuff like that, but with the Empire Strikes Back music in there, but also the timing and the tenor of the story, I really felt like I was getting the heebie-jeebies that I got, watching Empire Strikes Back, because I was able to recreate, like when the Falcons, like, running from the TIE fighters and the Princess Leia theme kicks in, that like just put me over the edge because, I took pictures, video of actual clouds and did pans and stuff, and it went to the right and then to the left, and it worked out with the animation that I had keyed in, kind of thing, and it gave it more speed and all that kind of stuff. And right when the music drops in there, it just gives you those little flutters like you get in the movie, when you were 11 or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the same feeling that I hope we could capture here, is kind of like like post Empire Strikes Back kind of feel, where, we take ourselves seriously and we're not too hokey and,
though hokey, we could do a hokey film too.
Yeah, but that's been done into the dirt, and also the Jedis, with the goatee, the college roommates that make a fan film, and they got the freaking face mullet going on, and bad Jedis in the woods, and they're angry at each other. Now they're going to fight for 2 minutes after that 10-minute crawl that we had. That's how boring is that? But but I hope we can have enough characters here and enough pace, and I hope I could, come across Han Solo-ish, so people can get into it, as opposed to just complaining how un-Han Solo I am,
Well, I do like that location Marty showed us. That does make me.
The what?
That location, Marty
location.
showed us. That
Yeah, I'm
furnace.
jazzed, man. You got me on a whole. I was worried about going to see those bunkers next month or whatever, and it's like, oh shit, we got something now.
I wasn't looking forward to pulling sand out of my troopers.
I wasn't looking forward to dragging you guys out to New Jersey.
Yeah. No, this is a nice. Literally, it's. I mean, it's definitely closer to you, Matt. And I mean, from me, it's an hour away.
Yeah.
And it, for Mike, it's just probably an hour and a half or so. But it's not too bad.
No,
but it's just right in
John,
Allentown.
it's 10 hours.
Allentown from
Hey,
me.
it's
is
only 6.
2 hours.
We have to fly John in this time. He's gonna fly in. It
Maybe
keeps
you use
getting
one of the
farther
Inquisitor's
east for
helicopter
him.
lightsabers to get there.
As soon, John, you'll just have to take a plane.
Yeah, hey, it'll be worth it in the end. So
Allentown's got an airport.
I don't fly. I can't do flights.
He has a Camaro.
So,
Why would you fly? Come on.
right? Yeah. I'll take a 6-hour drive. That's not that bad.
Ah, cake. You're young.
Right. That's what coffee
Mostly
is for,
cartilage.
right?
Yeah, that's why
Right.
they invented it.
And we
No,
got tons
I
we
hear you about
that's
the flight.
Sheets country. That's Sheets country. You got tons of sheets in that area.
Exactly. As long as there's a Sheets and a Dunkin', I'm solid.
Yeah.
There you go. Or I guess you got Tim Hortons up there too.
It's a little overpriced for me.
I wouldn't know. I don't know.
But yeah, I
Um,
mean, and again, I would think of that stormtroopers turning in their gear scene. Now that makes me you gotta figure that one out too. That makes
Well, I like your idea of having that kind of a background thing. Like we get some shot. We shoot the scene where it's happening. Is a close up. The guy at the table, the guy handing his shit in. And then we cut to 30 feet away where two people are having a conversation about what's happening over there. I mean, it's kind of an aside. Oh, that's where the guys are getting processed,
Yeah.
and while we're going to talk about this shit over here,
Well, I mean, I kind of pictured when Mike was describing it as if you have a close up and then you just kind of slowly at an angle back off and then follow like Han and another officer talking about it as they just keep walking, and then you see it all happening in the background.
So
I don't think
like,
you'd have to cut that.
Okay, so let me just get into your head here. So you see the thing happening, the exchange, and then Han and somebody else walk into frame, and then we just kind of follow them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of Spielbergian and
Spielbergian.
Yeah, and I never got that stacking shot that I wanted to get. Helmet here, helmet here, helmet here. Sorry guys, I apologize. I kind of burned out, around 3:30, 4 o'clock, and
I don't know. I was happy with the photos. So if the film is it looked good on still. So I'm sure the videos are going to look good.
No, it's the VFX guy is really delivering. So hopefully, I don't burn him out, and and he keeps churning out the goods. Because he's really good, and he's excited about it, because he's like learning. He was at a certain level, but he was just remaking scenes from the movies. He wasn't like making anything new. So he's kind of excited about this because he's making something new.
Well, I think you go back to one of the things that you guys were talking about early on about whether you think Disney appreciates fan films or not, and I think they're a wonderful example of the staying power of the franchise. The fact that folks are willing to do this, learn new skills, not necessarily to make a bajillion dollars out of it, but just because we enjoy it, because we find adventure in it, because we are connected to the stories, or we're connected to the art of making a movie. And I don't think you get that from other things. Star Wars is very special that way.
No, nobody makes fan films for Taxi Driver. You know,
Godfather.
exactly. No, and that's kind of the fantasy, is that, you know, Disney or Lucasfilm will go, hey, you guys are doing great. You know, how would you like, you know, we got some money left over from our shrimp cocktail budget. How about $100,000? Let's see what you do. You know,
I mean, look at the droid builders.
Yeah.
You know, they Kathleen Kennedy and them were walking through a convention and saw these droids that people had made. Said, "Hey, you want to come work on the next movie?"
You know, isn't Michael McMaster one of those guys? I think he's on my
No.
Facebook.
Well,
or
he's
something.
on the, he does, I think he helps out a little. No, the two guys that did the droids for the new movies were from England. And they're very nice. I'm friends with them on Facebook, but McMaster, I think he's kind of gets involved in things inadvertently, but I don't think he does anything with it. I know that, like Dave Ferrara and some of the other people that they did the card dealing droid that was in the center of the table that was in the Book of Boba,
Right.
you know, when they went in the casino thing or the restaurant.
RX-5.
Yeah, I know a couple of the guys. I think Gordon Tarplay and them were involved with it a little bit. But basically, it's a couple 3D printing guys that printed it and then just got it ready, you know, for the show. So it's more who you know and your connections, really. It just works out like that.
Also, who are those guys on Facebook in some town, Pennsylvania, that starts with a C, like Sinesta or something like that are building a Falcon cockpit?
I never saw. I'm not aware of that.
If I come across it on Facebook, I'll share it with you guys. And if it's nearby, maybe we could, you know, ring those guys up and see what's up.
Yeah,
Maybe
definitely.
we can borrow their set.
Yeah.
You know, instead of this green screen hullabaloo.
Well, hopefully that green screen hullabaloo works.
Oh, it'll work. It's just that, you know, there's nothing better than the physical space, you know, if you can get it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the best thing that I've ever experienced with the Falcon, there was a guy when we were at, what was it? A couple years ago, 3-4 years ago, Dan would know. It was a place. We went down to Washington. It was a convention, and the guy he brought from Alabama the cockpit that he took 7 years, him and his buddy working on it, and it was an exact replica. I got some awesome pictures in it,
Really?
and we had a friend Dave Turnbull, who was Han Solo, and then Dan was there, and we had Princess Leia and Luke, and it was crazy, and it was really, really good.
Those are the guys from Texas or something, right?
Yeah, yes. Texas, Alabama, I'm not quite sure, but yeah, it was great. But
yeah,
I got a whole folder full of pictures with that. But yeah, that's something that they have to travel with that, you know, and it takes 8 hours to set it up. I mean, it's very involved, but it was great.
There's also the Swedish Falcon, apparently. Some guys in Sweden.
But they're doing a full Falcon.
What?
Aren't the
Well, you might have to take a trip to Sweden.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what we'll do with our $100,000 from Lucasfilm. You know?
Yeah. But yeah, I think
update
they're going to go to the cockpit. But I think I think they've only got through the cockpit. But if I remember correctly, they were making a life size.
But isn't there some like museum or something in Berlin where they have like full size X-wings and shit?
I think so. Well, the Belgian, was it the Belgian 501st thought you had to build props or something like that when they joined?
Yeah. The Belgians were the ones who, at every celebration, they would bring the life-size everything. It was crazy. They were always. I have one from every celebration I've been to. I always trade swag with the Belgians, and I always get like part of the shirt that says, you know, the prop crew or something like that. So I'm hoping to do that again this May when we go to Celebration. So nice. I'm just taking swag. I'm not taking a costume because I'm not flying with. I'm not packing anything.
Okay. Also, hey John, what's your deal with the whole T-shirt thing?
I don't know. What'd you think of the design that I threw together?
I liked it. It was cool. So I guess you could take any picture and do like a silhouette like that, right?
More or less, yeah.
Okay. All right. I might have a couple of ideas as far as different silhouettes you could use, including the one that you already did.
Right.
Um,
For the
and
uninitiated, I got in contact with Matt. I wanted to do a like just a cast and crew design with like the
Yeah.
whole manifest on the back with a unique design on the front.
yeah.
So I'll have
And
to
then,
share it with you guys.
also could they say like crew on it somewhere
Oh
or
yeah,
something?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And those would be about 16 a pop.
Give or take, I still need to check and see what the actual, because the company that I use is called Printful for my shirts. They charge a digitization fee. So I just need to see what that runs me, and then
Yeah.
obviously shipping, of course. But
Okay.
but yeah, so I've got access to all that, and I've gotten a few things from them. They are really high quality.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, really nice
'Cause,
shirts, really nice prints too.
Yeah, because should we have like everybody order their size? Because we have some folks that are not necessarily large, extra large, and then I'll pony up the dough for that because we got like 15, 20 people, right?
Well, maybe in the group you should just post up that. Just post up, hey, just say I'm thinking about getting shirts. I need your t-shirt. Put your name and your t-shirt size.
Okay.
Then that's a list for you. And then if that's probably the easiest way to do it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's do that when we come to a number that John might have together with his buddy in a couple of weeks. Also, if you could, Mike, call that theater that's local to you, so maybe we could rent that out when we're ready to screen something.
Yeah, you have to. They only go like 2 months out.
Oh, okay.
So, and it's literally it's $200 on a weekday, $300 on a weekend.
Guess we'll be doing a weekday.
Yeah.
But
But
also
that's 3 hours now. At the last now, due to COVID, you were limited to the amount of people. I don't know what the limit changes on that.
well, I mean, do they really care if people are buying popcorn and beer or what?
I don't know what I've never seen what they're after COVID, but it's like 30 people.
Yeah.
It's like 25, and then you pay like an extra $50 for 5 more or something like that.
Okay. And aside from our things, which would probably be no more than an hour, should we like show Empire Strikes Back or Rogue One or something?
Yeah, we could show one of those. We could show anything. We could show anything that's on a streaming service, or if you wanted to like show all, if you want to show all your movies in that, so that's about an hour. You could do, compilation of whatever. You don't have to know ahead of time because they literally handed Zoe a remote. She logged into her Disney Plus, and there you go. And you can log into YouTube.
Yeah, if you have it up on a server or anything, I mean, as long as they have the internet connection, you can show it anywhere, from anywhere.
Yeah. So,
all right.
Yeah. Well, I got to get going, guys. I gotta. Nicole's home, and I gotta, do things before bedtime. So sorry.
All right.
I've been up since 3 o'clock. I'm going to bed.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but everybody else can stay on. I just got to get going. So, but I'll talk to you soon, guys. It's nice to hang out.
Bye, Marty. Thanks again.
All right. Bye-bye. Thanks.
Yeah, Matt, if you could get me that manifest so I can throw a design together with everyone's, everyone's name and their respective roles. So that way because I don't want to do just like Times New Roman on the back with everyone's name. I kind of want to at least make it somewhat stylized.
Wait. What are you going to have on the back? Everyone's name?
Hang on. I've got an example. It's an old example.
Okay. So Mike, might need your help with that as far as names and shit.
All right. Well, again, I think our best way to do it, because I'm the world's worst speller, is if we.
You're a teacher, for God's sake.
I teach math. And computers. I am a terrible. I am not.
Me too. Spell check has saved my life in so many ways.
Yeah. So this is kind of what I was thinking. Is
wow.
So it's got, obviously you're not gonna be able to read it, but it's got everyone in there. Everyone who was in the cast or the crew, and then obviously the role they played. So like obviously you'd be at the top as director / Han Solo, and then go down the list with everyone's TK number and whatnot.
Okay.
Because
should we do the blue letters like in the Star Wars credits, or?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too.
Yeah. Okay. And the front is that silhouette. I was kind of thinking for the silhouette for choices, doing, because I was thinking of a poster, like doing a silhouette, with the profile and the gun right here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's something I came up with, or that was something that was maybe in the Solo promotion or something. I don't know.
You may have seen the pictures that we took of John over the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. That's an idea I've had for a while, so I'm not sure if it was my own or I saw it somewhere else. So.
Yeah, Mike and Ken, I shared the file with you.
Yeah, I saw it too this morning.
I started typing what I was saying. I'm putting up a list in the group right now.
Okay.
You wanted everyone that was the last two shoots. So if someone wasn't at the
yeah, like John's a new addition, kind of thing. Like I forget his last name, Yakamoto or something, or I know it's something.
You.
Jonathan,
yeah.
Jonathan, you. Yeah.
I know it's something Japanese-ish or something.
Yeah, so that was kind of something I thought of on my drive home.
No, it's brilliant.
I had that as soon as I saw the picture of us all standing on the hill. I'm like, that's a perfect silhouette. And then I was thinking like, okay, I could throw this on a T-shirt. This would look really cool, especially with the cutout of the logo on the T-shirt too.
Yeah,
I'm very proud of that design.
Yeah. I'd like to be able to make the logo a little bit bigger, or somewhere more visible, or something.
Yeah, I could do that for sure. That's not hard.
Okay. But yeah, and and we may not pull the trigger on that for a little bit, because if we're gonna deal them out at some kind of premiere, that's not gonna be for a while.
Right.
Because I would like to hand them out instead of having to send them to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fun too.
Yeah, exactly. I'd much rather, get handed something at a premiere in a goodie bag than get some crap in the mail.
Right.
But that's always fun too, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, that's a brilliant idea. I love that. That's awesome. And I don't know, I can't think of anything else. Like I said, I'm a little burnt. And my face got burned on Sunday.
Yeah, it was a combo of windburn and sunburn.
Yeah, I did. Got in the car and my face is all red and tight, and I'm like, what the fuck, because it was cloudy all day. I didn't think I was getting any sun,
It was breezy, that's for sure.
Yeah, I was a little crispy. But yeah, we got a lot of goodies, guys. We're on the way, so to speak. So. And I'll put out some kind of a trailer, when I get something to this guy that's doing Wicked Con. I guess I'll just put it out too while I'm at it.
Yeah. Okay, so I posted in the group that people can post up what they did, what they did as their job for.
Cool.
So, yeah, so we're just as I know some more people popped into our stream. Let me make sure we didn't get any chats. But we're talking about fan films. We're talking about the fan film that we worked on. So for any of you that are joining late, it was the Han Solo Chronicles. And John and I were stormtroopers, and Ken was Boom Boom. Yeah, I fixed your name. I fixed your nameplate.
I appreciate that.
Let me go back to my
if you're gonna do it right.
I'm learning this software. Clapper Boy and Boom Boom. So. And,
so what's the next thing you got for me for Matt? I've not, so far I've done those two things, and every time I've done an adventure.
Whatever we show up missing, and Ken can fill in.
You're like the biggest asset on a film crew, because you're like the jack of all trades.
Yeah, the guy with no skills who was willing to do it all.
Yeah, you're not the guy that says, "Yeah, I don't do that." Find somebody else.
Well,
yeah, both days were amazingly fun for me.
if John gets his armor done and his dad doesn't come along, then you can wear. I have an extra set of stormtrooper armor for you, Ken. You can be a stormtrooper, and then you'll realize it's so much better to be a Mando because you can see a little better.
Yeah. Speaking from experience, yeah.
Well, how's that? Health insurance. We could put you with Zach.
Yeah.
I am
Toss
fluffy.
you
I'll
guys
probably
down some
bounce.
hills.
I imagine if you had an air mattress, you would have probably could have got Zach to jump off one of those hills.
Yeah. Or, like one of those spring things, that you can run and jump on,
Yeah.
The mini trampolines.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. For
do an
the
8-team
explosion.
Do like an
But
8-team.
I think my VFX guy might have animated stormtroopers for that kind of business.
Oh, nice. Nice.
And we'll make the shots quick enough. We don't have to worry about it looking fake or anything like that.
Do we need to put something at the end that says no stormtroopers were hurt in the filming of this movie? Kind of like no
Except
animals
for
were hurt. No Zacks were injured during this movie.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. We all had to kick in for his health insurance.
Well, I tell you, you know what's nice? Like if we think about the fan film process, I don't know much about it. Honestly, I watched Zoe. My first experience to really, I got to see when they were making Witness when I was a kid, but that was, but when Zoe was on the set of Jake's film, it was an independent film. I never really understood what an independent film was versus a regular film. And, I started to understand that. And the process of just watching that is so much fun. And I think the people that were walking by, and it's the same. I know I'm like pie in the sky a lot of the time when it comes to this kind of stuff, but I sometimes it's kind of goes back to that Spider-Man line with great power comes great responsibility. When we're dressed like that, we don't know what good we did for that person. There were people you don't know what was going through their head. Their week could have sucked. And that little bit of seeing some idiots out there in stormtrooper suits filming a movie, everyone, even the people that didn't stop, just got a little bit of a grin on their face, and I hope that someone, we at least help them, and that's like the overarching Star Wars is it brings us back to that, like just being a kid and like seeing whatever Star Wars you like. I know everyone likes different ones and everyone dislikes different ones, but in my book, the worst Star Wars is still better than most of the stuff I see out there.
Yeah. Well, that's why, people came out of the theater in 1977 and walked to the back of the line and saw it again, I mean, because it filled you with, it gave you all those good feelings of, hey, anything's possible,
Well, and my favorite scene in pretty much all of Star Wars is the throne room scene. Like I have that song on my phone, and sometimes, like if I'm working out in the garage, I just have that playing.
What, in Return of the Jedi?
No, in the throne room scene in New Hope when they get their medals.
The ceremony.
Oh, yeah.
Because when I was a kid, I didn't know there was going to be another movie. I just know.
Well, there wasn't.
Right.
There wasn't going to be another movie till it made a shit ton of money, and they said, George, we need another movie.
Yeah. And even in Phantom Menace, when they held up that thing at the end, I always liked that too. I like that, the joy that it gave. So
yeah,
even our friend in the orange sweater, we gave him a little bit of joy.
Oh, he was drunk or something. He had to be off his meds. I don't know.
So if you're listening, guy in orange jacket, we're talking about you.
Think about it.
I wish we got a shot of him so we could put him in our documentary. I'm going to make a little documentary about this. So there might be some interviews in the future.
But he had to walk a pretty far way to get there.
Well, I think he was on a bicycle.
Well, even though we the first time we did a photo shoot there, we couldn't get access to that, and we walked all the way, and it was a long walk, because Marty actually built a special cart to carry R2, because you couldn't drive R2, you wouldn't have any battery power left, and that was a hike,
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is, I wish we got a shot of the guy so I could put him in the documentary, and then in like 3 years, somebody will come dressed as the orange shirt insult guy, at the celebration.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Well,
What a waste of time.
some of those guys, they were, and it was neat because there was people there taking pictures. There was two guys there. When we were filming the scene where we fell, or whatever, they were in short sleeve shirts. They didn't look like they were out exercising at all ever.
Yeah.
I think someone told them we were there because they just came with their cameras and took some pictures and then left.
Mhm.
Because probably someone said, "Hey, I know that guy and he likes Star Wars. Let me give him a call." So,
And the town was really thrilled that we were back, and that they were really excited that something was happening in the town of Kanoi.
yeah.
So they're happy to have us whenever. So
Well, I wonder if you decide to do it at that place Marty said, because it's probably easier to access. We might want to have a person or two, or this maybe is Ken's next job. We might need like someone to handle the people.
yeah,
Like,
that's
you know
where
what I mean?
production assistants come in with the walkie-talkie.
Well, or it just might be like, "Hey, look, you want to get some pictures with them? Well, let us finish this scene, be really quiet, and then we'll, And if you want people
Also,
running
too,
around,
speaking about the town, do you think we should figure out a way of getting folks pictured by like a town sign or whatever?
yeah,
Next time we're there, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, or we could make in the summer. Some of us that live around here could do a road trip in costume.
Yeah.
Just stand by the sign.
Because it doesn't have to be on the day of shooting necessarily.
I mean, considering the edit, we might have to go back and get a few more things.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to at least do one more shoot somewhere where we don't have to worry about falling. So
No. That would be the that location that Marty showed us.
Albertus.
Mhm.
I mean, should we have him make that call since he already has a relationship there? Because he shot weddings there.
He could, but I think it's a park. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't think there's much of a.
Well, I'm sure they're still going to want to know if we're insured and how many people and all that stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. We
Right.
talked to Marty and see what he. I'm gonna I might see him tomorrow because I think we're gonna set up my other two printers. Just because of the way my week's been, I haven't done that, so I'm gonna help him set up my. I gotta get printing. I gotta print my IG-11.
Oh.
Oh, is that what you decided on?
I haven't decided on that. I'm just looking. I have his feet sitting in a box right here. So
Could you make that walkable so we could have a guy in a full body green screen suit and just attach it to him with
Like a stick puppet?
No, but just do what didn't they just put an action figure in front of the camera on some of those shots in The Mandalorian? They just put an action figure in front of the camera.
Oh, really? I don't know. Yeah, we can animate it. One shot.
Well, I say if you want an animated droid, just go to a protocol droid. I have Safi's, and I'm redoing some of her costumes, so she'll have a new costume by summer. So
yeah,
I'm basically going to replace like 90% of it. So.
And brought this up earlier. What about getting those light panels from the? There's a couple of builders on Instagram that make like the Star Wars light.
Oh yeah.
Things. They're like $200, but
yeah. Well, you also check Home Depot. Home Depot makes a whole. You can get a whole piece of it.
Mhm.
It's already cut to a Star Wars-esque looking.
Really?
Or I think they're like $100 or something like that. It's like
186.
100. How much?
186. It's
$186.
It's 3x6.
Oh, 3x6. Okay, that's a little more than I.
Well,
Are you talking about the same thing?
these things are about like 6x8. They're a lot bigger.
Inches or feet?
Inches.
No.
We're talking about two different things.
I think you're talking about two different things.
Are you talking about the Death Star panels?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I'm talking about the switches, the actual light switches, the buttons.
Oh, yeah. Well, those can be 3D printed for a lot cheaper than that.
Yeah, but they gotta have little lights. Like we could stick them to like the.
You can still put LEDs and stuff in them.
The LEDs I use for 3PO's eyes cost 32 cents.
Okay, well,
with batteries and
maybe
everything.
you can make them.
Because honestly, if we got one good print, that would be easy to cast. I could
Yeah.
cast those, and we could pump out 10 of those in
10 of those in a day.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, because if we're able to stick those to the stone arches and stuff like that, that totally sells that stuff, you know. Because
I'd be willing to come up to Pennsylvania, Mike, and help you,
Sounds
bust
like
those out.
Ken, where are you coming from?
Down by Atlantic City.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
People
So when
come
you
to my
guys were
house-
bashing New Jersey earlier,
people come back to my house all the time to make stuff.
Well, I figured out the multi-state drivers because my daughter's going to school in Massachusetts, and apparently people in Massachusetts like to fight a lot, so they won't let you merge. They speed up so you can't get on the ramp and you hit a telephone pole, and then if you hit the telephone pole, they want to get out and fight. And the people from Connecticut won't let you in because they're like, can't you see what I'm driving? You can't get in front of me. This is a new Audi, or a Saab or a Volvo. And in New York, that's a mixed bag because upstate and Long Island, totally different places. And then New Jersey they're just looking at their phone. They don't see you.
yeah.
Because I thought New Jersey people were aggressive forever. And then I started driving with people from New Jersey, just not paying attention.
Dude, driving Philly.
They're not mean. They're just not, paying attention at all,
Yeah, drive through downtown Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Yeah. The people from Pittsburgh see an Ohio plate and they try and run you off the road.
Yeah, exactly.
Looks like Anthony wants to come to Mike's house too.
Hey, Anthony's welcome anytime. I think Anthony would make a good officer.
Yeah.
Who's Anthony?
He's one of the co-hosts of Boomer Boy. No, I gotta get your caption now, Ken. He's one of the co-hosts of the Forces Behind Star Wars podcast. But he's
also I'm getting the two officers from the first episode. My neighbor to play Admiral Balm again, and he's got a big basement / garage I could hang a green screen in. So,
nice. And
I'm gonna get his counterpart, and these guys have never been in scenes together, but they never met. Shane Menthal, he's in Brooklyn, and he's part of 501st, and he's got a green officer's uniform, and he's in episode 1.
Oh, okay.
But I shot them separately and then just put them together, green screen styley. But there's a kid I've been corresponding with as of like yesterday who's in Westchester that I thought had a officer uniform, but he just has the white Krennic one.
Well, that gives you a variety though. Like as long as he's not standing next to a stormtrooper, like he would be one. If you have like the pilots show up, you group him with that.
Yeah, but I'm not sure where that works out on the bridge because he's like a way higher ranking, kind of person. He would never be on a bridge. He would always be in like conference rooms and stuff.
Yeah, I'd have to go to the Imperial Officer Corps and see what those mean because I know they mean there is a bunch of white shirts that mean different things.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So
because I'd still like to use him. He's local, So, and he's a younger guy.
You could give him different rank badges and stuff like that.
You could rip
those are easily adjustable.
Rip his stripes off in front of him.
Well, I'm just not sure how the cape plays into it and all that kind of stuff because
it
looks awfully flamboyant compared to the other guys.
Well, you could just have him be a very flamboyant officer. Yeah. With a southern accent.
Exactly. Hey, y'all.
But
what you up to?
No, but I think I think we got enough like for whatever shoots and I'll look at those door panels because again I've been wanting to make some for down here anyway. So it just
next time I see the link, I'll send it to you. I can't remember his Instagram handle. It's like Star Wars Builders or something.
Yeah, well, there's probably I'm in the Room Builders. I'm in the Star Wars Room Builders group because I'm building my interior, my Falcon.
Oh, now we got Ned on board too.
Ned too?
Ned just showed up.
Is he getting video?
This is becoming a party.
Now, but they're going to be like, wait a minute. Ken usually keeps our show running well, and these guys are just talking about nonsense. It's my fault. I'm sorry. I'm just playing with the graphics, so
I think Ned would make a great member of one of the stalls, like selling stuff.
Oh
Yeah, there you go.
You have to have like little Star Wars action figures in the background, like as a nod,
Well, you could get the Stormtrooper dolls like from Rogue One.
Oh yeah, hang on.
Yeah.
Those little marionette kind of dolls.
I would much rather use the real deal. If I'm going to have
No, I mean just for the stalls.
If I'm going to have someone work 20 hours on designing, a VFX, I'm not going to say, "Oh, could you put this doll in there?" Oh, well, that doll, that's different.
Yeah,
But
that's what
I
I'm
thought
talking
you were
about.
talking about like throwing us, like if we put this next to me in the cockpit, that would be a little embarrassing.
No, as for sale in one of the stalls.
Like, oh yeah, totally believable. That might be a little silly.
I know it's good podcasting when you're looking in real time up something.
So is Ned jumping in or what?
Oh, wait, they can jump in live if they want to. We can send them the link. I don't know.
Yeah, do it. See what happens.
I need somewhere to send it.
Ah.
They have to message me in Facebook or something like that. Hang on, I just do it. Sorry. I'm looking up. I'm going to show you these door panel controls and see if I.
All right, I'm gonna see what's in the fridge.
All right, here, look, right here. Let me see. Is this what you mean? These red ones?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. Share my screen. Yeah, their CG Trader has one too. Like these, I would assume he's talking about.
Yeah, those are the door panels he's talking about.
That's Sketchfab, but
Yeah, Mike, we were thinking a little bit too big.
why?
Yeah, you were thinking when you said wall panels. I think you thought the whole wall panel.
Mm-hmm.
No. Just like that thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we can print those, man. That's like.
Yeah, that's a couple-hour print right there, and then a little bit of work to weather it.
You only print the knobs, and you just make the panel out of
Yeah.
We
just need a couple little
PVC
LEDs, but it would be great if we could be able to stick it like wherever we want,
Yeah, just make it a box, and
with a little Velcro or sticky pad on the back.
Yeah,
double-sided Velcro or whatever.
Yeah, here we got. I think Anthony's boys would make a good like X-wing pilots in the background, like young upstart X-wing pilots, ready to go fight the new Empire. They could be Trapper Wolf Jr.
Would that be Cub and Scout then?
Yeah, Cub and Scout. There you go, Cub and Scout. Wolf, right? Is that I don't know.
As if I needed an excuse to spend any more money on costumes.
Right.
Well, I'm trying to convince Mike to help me out with his other orange flight suit.
I'm going to pull those out and see the sizes. So 1 year, the what is it called? The marching band in Perryville High School. I teach at Perryville Middle School. They did a Star Wars theme, and I'm basically known in the whole county as a Star Wars guy. Well, they were getting rid of their old costumes, and they said, "Hey, could you help us sell these?" And they had all these orange flight suits. I said, "What do you want for them?" They said, "Oh, we only want $25 a piece." I said, "I can get you 50." So I sold half of them for that, and they said, "Oh, just keep the other one." So I had like 4 or 5, and now I think I'm down to like 3 or 4 of them. I just got to check the sizes because we were going to do a Wilrow hood, and then when we went to Chicago, we just with 000 and carrying all that stuff, we just had too many. Anthony, we do have new titles for Ken. He's Clapper Boy and Boom Boom. Did Anthony see your shirt though?
Oh, I don't think so.
He's the official Clapper Boy of the Solo Chronicles.
Clapper man.
I got promoted. Jeff promoted me. I forgot about that.
Oh, you're Clapper man. Okay. Yeah. I didn't want to. And you got to clap. You got to do the Empire Strikes Back clapper that was taken to
Norway.
So it's all. So in reality, you did the true Star Wars movie in like 6 degrees of separation, kind of.
So now you just got to go find yourself some pink shorts.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
oddly enough, I have a pair of not short shorts, but I do have a pair of pink shorts.
Better take the scissors to him.
So, yeah, I got a couple of actor buddies in Baltimore that would love to be like rebel pilots in the base if we do that in Allentown. So
Yeah.
if we got a couple extra uniforms laying around, that'd be great.
Well, like I said, I have a couple, and what's nice is there because there's orange, there's the blue, like the bluish color,
Mhm.
you know. So we could probably. It's hard to find them. Like it's hard to find the actual ones that did, but you know.
I mean, if we had an inventory of like how many flight suits we have, but also how many of the chest plates, you know.
I don't think. Like I don't know how many chest boxes we have, but again, that's something from a distance. You get a block of wood, and you put some buttons on it. The white vest.
If it's not going to be close in screen, you can
the
finagle it.
white vest will probably be the more difficult because the strapping and all that you can make that in a day.
But we don't want to be close enough that we could see the wood grain of the piece of wood that.
You spray with plastic.
We're good at sanding things smooth.
And you also spray with Plasti Dip, man. Plasti Dip is a costume person's favorite. Plasti Dip will make anything not look like.
Is that like tool dip?
Yeah, but it comes in spray or dip.
Yeah,
it's the same stuff.
I've never used it. I know what it is. I just never used it.
That's like the cosplays next to duct tape. It's probably the second most used thing by cosplayers.
I'm surprised you guys don't buy gaff tape.
Yeah, I went to Gorilla Tape only because when you have to patch a costume, it has to be patched like as quick as possible and as permanent, and then you worry about fixing it later.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, actually,
I got Ned in here.
The trooper at
I think I'm upside down.
Oh, Ned's sideways, and less gravity. There we
go. There we go.
So Ned,
what's up, dude?
Introduce yourself to I think we have we have at least 2 people watching us on YouTube.
Yeah, I just kind of stumbled upon you guys today.
So Ned, we missed you at the last shoot, but
I missed you guys. I got stuck in Mustafar, like I was telling Matt.
Messing around with that Vader kid.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, he was smoking by the end of the day.
Did all that shake out okay?
Yes and no. I'm still going through it with them, so I'm trying to figure out what we're gonna do. But my boss is whoa, sorry about that. My boss is basically out. He gave his resignation, so now we have to see what's going on.
Wait a minute, is that the
Armorer's hammer?
That's the Armorer's hammer?
Yes, it is.
Oh my goodness, that's beautiful.
You know this is not an armor party, right?
I'm building a Forge Master basically for the Mercs. So I got this all smoothed out. So what are you guys up to tonight?
Well, we started talking about fan films and all of our shooting, and then we kind of went all over the place. And Chewbacca stopped in, and now we found another location. I don't know if you saw, what was that place called again? Now I'm a terrible person.
Lockridge Furnace.
Lockridge
Indoor or outdoor?
Outdoor.
Oh, okay.
In Albertus, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Lockridge.
Yeah, it's got a bunch of stone arches and stuff like that. That's very Yavin-y.
Oh, that'd be cool for a Yavin type base.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to pull up the pictures here.
That might actually be better than the place I suggested down in South Jersey, because that place is a state park, so it might be hard for us to get them to let us do it with that many people.
Well, also the place you were talking about is just a bunker. This is several different buildings, so we could get a lot more depth.
Yeah, yep, definitely.
And you're not seeing the tops of the buildings. You're just seeing what's in the frame.
Yes.
So
yep, definitely. Lead the eye to whatever we want them to see.
Exactly. And the VFX guy could build shit around that. So
I can't believe no one has just made a slideshow of this. That's what I'm trying to find. Come on.
I sent Anthony a link too. I don't know if he decided to jump in or not.
Oh, okay, good. I had to scroll down to. I almost didn't see Ned there. We're new at this whole.
I didn't realize you guys were on YouTube. I was watching it on Facebook Live, and I was trying to type in, and then I was like, wait a minute. I know Mike last time said that they were having problems with the Facebook chat. So I said, let me jump over to YouTube and see if they're on there.
I keep on thinking it's going to be Thursday, and I see it on Wednesday, and I'm like, why don't they call me? What the crap?
Again, we just started this as I was testing software for Zoe's podcast, and it became a podcast in and of itself. Here, I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
This one, let me see. I'm just trying to see if it doesn't want to give. There we go.
Ned, do you see that?
I'm on my phone, so it's super small. But oh yeah.
I don't want to sign up for TripAdvisor. Yeah, there's that's the one. I like that one there.
Because we could put X-wing noses in there and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
See?
You have a gonk droid too, don't you, Ned?
No, but I'm building one.
Yeah, that one's cool too.
Because if we go to a place like that, we definitely need a gonk droid.
Well, Dave, the Droid Builders is
and R2 can move around on that shit too,
Dave
right?
Castellano, right?
Yeah, Dave Castellano.
Yeah.
He's got droids all over the place.
Do you know where I could get one of those shiny Vespas from the Book of Boba Fett? In time for this?
Yeah,
a lot of mods, baby. A lot of mods.
Even that's cool.
I could probably get us an R4 also, a functioning R4.
Well, I know Marty has an R4 dome for his R2, and then he just puts the red tape over the blue panels.
Yeah, Matt Dunlop has a full functioning R4 K5.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so between that and all the protocol droids we have, we could
lots of droids, baby.
Yep, have lots of droids moving in and out of frame, foreground, background. Sounds good.
In the way, out of the way.
Yeah,
Anthony's not gonna be able to jump on, guys. He's got something else happening.
Oh, thank you.
He's just
Anthony.
listening to us.
Thank you for stopping in, Anthony. And yeah, we keep giving Matt ideas. The movie's going to be like 6 hours long soon.
Hey, that's called a trilogy, right?
It's a trilogy, right? Yeah.
Trilogy.
So we cut it up and section it out.
You two can make a trilogy for under $5,000.
Zach will be all grown up, won't be able to fall down anymore.
Oh, did he do his classic drop?
Oh, he was
17 times.
Matt just looked at him and he was falling over. Matt had to tell him to not drop so quick.
He was very eager to drop.
And we can't discuss the final scene, but that was still one of the best. But we can't discuss it on air. People have to come see it.
Yeah.
Very exciting. You missed that, man. It was a good day.
Oh yeah, look at that. Wait, is that from the game? Is that from
it's from the game. Yeah, it's from the game.
I just have all my masks and heads. We could put we could put this hairy guy here.
Other way. There you go.
Put him in an orange flight suit and just cut his horn holes out of the helmet.
Well,
Hey, Ned.
I got a bunch of those up there.
Oh yeah, there you go. Look at that.
And then those back there
Oh,
that I'm working on.
There we go. Oh, that's you got a nice.
Yeah.
What printer are you using?
These I had printed for me, but I just got a Creality Ender 3 Pro.
Oh, nice.
Sorry, I feel out of place without a helmet nearby.
Look at that. You just have Mandos walking back and forth. Have Han Solo stop at a Mando camp, you know.
There you go.
The Mando cave.
A little covert. We'll all be by the fire. We'll all be by the fire, like, you know.
Making smoothies at the
Telling
Mando
war stories.
stand.
Mando mango smoothies.
Yes.
Hey
Well,
Ned, I
Yeah.
was telling these guys, my VFX guy in Australia, he is finishing the girls walking through Tatooine, but the village is empty. So I might need to get him some aliens, Jawas, sand people. And one of the guys suggested that you should like be a vendor in a tent selling shit or something.
I could do that.
You
I
want to
could do
do
that.
that? I just
I
got
I
a
could
video.
put together like a little in-universe costume.
Like a
Yeah,
really
like
thick
in a robe
apron.
with a belt or something like that.
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
could be forging. He could be forging helmets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think
Or
Ryan would let us
shooing
set up
away
a green
Jawas
screen
or
in his
something like
workshop?
that with a cane. I don't know.
Oh, I'm definitely sure Ryan would let us set up a green screen.
Well, no, I'm shooting the Admiral, the bad guy, up here soon at the end of April. If you want to come maybe I could come there. I could throw you in.
Okay, yeah, I could drive up. Yeah.
You know,
That's not
because
a
he's
problem.
got a big garage with room for green screen.
Okay.
You
All
know,
right.
and
I'll put together a sketch. I'll put together a sketch and figure something out.
I was also going to get Shane.
Oh, Shane Menthol?
Yeah,
He was in the first one, right?
yeah.
He
Well,
did an officer for you, right?
yeah, but the Star Destroyers that are attacking everybody, that's who that is.
Gotcha.
The Fanatics, you know. So you know, same guys, bigger rank, I guess.
Hey, Mike, do you think you could print me like one of those exterior robot eyes like the mods had? I could be
probably.
Ned's assistant at the shop.
There you go.
You know,
Oh, that'd
I'm
be
the guy.
cool.
I'm the guy at the cash register.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I'll show you guys the shot, and you could either like be a villager walking by, or you know, a vendor, you know, at a tent, you know, because there's a couple of different things. It's just like a quick 3
It's
second.
cool to do cameos. Yeah, it's cool to do little cameos.
Yeah, yeah. But you know, the shit's fucking awesome, you know, considering before it was just still pictures of the town of Tatooine. Now like the drape on the vendors thing is like flapping in the wind and all kinds of stuff, and dust is blowing by. It's pretty amazing stuff.
Well, and also if a vendor's post Empire, you could even have like a stormtrooper part, you know, like stuff like that. Because if it's post Empire, picture like North Africa after World War II, where you
Oh, just selling bits and pieces that they found on the battlefield.
Yeah, we could have them like hanging on strings, like off of chains and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of spare vac formed stormtrooper parts that I was gonna use to hobble together a smuggler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, picture the older Army surplus. I mean, part of the reason why we have the weapons we have in Star Wars is due to the large amount of surplus after World War II. You know,
Yep.
That's how we have the blasters we use and all the little Greeblies. It's because in 1977 England, they still had tons of Army surplus because the war effort kind of came to an abrupt stop.
If you look at the awards scene, most of those uniforms are World War I uniforms because the studios had a shit ton of World War I uniforms. That's why everyone's wearing the boots. That's why all your blasters are British machine guns. That's why Han Solo's pistol is a World War I pistol.
Yeah.
You know, they just fabricated stuff off of the stuff they had laying around.
Right.
You know?
Plus, that was Winston Churchill's favorite pistol, too.
Yeah. But it looks much cooler with a machine gun muzzle on it. So
yeah.
And a scope that doesn't really
doesn't everything.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like that's where if you think of what the surplus, what a vendor would be doing, after the Empire fell. Like I picture how North Africa, all the North African countries that were in the colonial stage pre-World War II, then weren't all of a sudden, and they were just up whatever they could find.
I think I might have lost my droid collar.
Really?
If anyone runs across it.
Well, we'll keep our. Is that a droid collar right there? Oh no, that's not.
Nah, it's a grenade.
Oh, okay. There you
Oh,
go.
I'm glad that's what that was.
Yeah, you never want to mix those up.
Yeah, that would be. Come here, C-3PO, and you blow your hand off.
Is that a fleshlight?
Far from it. Far from it. Far from it. Commando gauntlets, you know.
Yeah. So Matt, did you see the different door sensors that Mike was showing earlier that we were thinking about?
Yeah.
The door panels.
I heard you guys talking about that. You mean something like that?
Yeah, but with lights and shit.
Yeah. Well, that's what this is going to have once I start drilling into it.
Yeah, well, that's that park that we showed you with the with the stone arches. If we could stick those on there, you know, that'd totally sell it.
Yeah, definitely.
And then have X-wing noses kind of sticking. Easy Von Peasy.
Have some have some mouse droids running around.
Yeah, Gonks and the
guy I told you about that has the R4, he's got a scrubber droid too that I detailed up. I grunged it all up for him back in the day. Looks really cool. I think he has a mouse droid as well.
Yeah, I think
I'll ask him.
All those droid builders have some sort of mouse droid, but like,
yeah, he's in the tri-state. He's in the tri-state droid builders.
Marty has a mouse droid. I know Dave at least has one. Dave has a scrubber droid, I think, too. And that's again just background droids.
And you have a BD droid?
I'm actually going to. That's going to be the first print I do on my new printer once I set it up. Is a BD1.
Oh, okay.
Marcus just did a BD for a friend who works down at Galaxy's Edge, so I'm sure.
I will show you guys a little something I'm working on for my Mando, to sit on my shoulder. Any of you guys, well, other than Ken, remember what my Mando looks like?
I don't.
I'm making a little
Viper droid.
little to sit on my shoulder, have them articulated.
Nice.
Kind of like Iden Versio.
Yep, similar to that. But he's going to be weaponized.
Nice.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect anything less from you. I'm surprised it doesn't have a bazooka.
Well,
it opens up into.
Well, he does have a bunch of turrets on the top.
Nice.
But yeah, so.
Yes, I mean.
But yeah, man, I was looking at the pictures. You guys look like you had a great day, man. Great day, a lot of good shooting. Had me all.
It was cloudy. The sky didn't match, so we couldn't get those shots. But we got a ton of other stuff that we needed. So
okay,
all good in the neighborhood.
That's always good.
Yeah, it was cloudy. There was no blue skies to be had at all.
Actually, Mike, did you say you were going to show some stills from the day?
Yeah, let me pull those up. I was on. I'm trying to avoid not clicking the videos of this feed so we don't get feedback onto the. We've only had that once today, so that's like a record.
Anthony's impressed with all the stuff that we're showing, so I figured you'd give him a treat and show some of the stills from filming day.
Mm. Yeah, let me. We post a lot of crap, man. My up there. I just.
Yeah, and Matt, while he's pulling that up, I know that Mike has seen the rough cut, and I saw just a few minutes of it. Are we able to see that at any point?
The rough cut?
Yeah.
I just showed him.
Yeah. I was hoping to get a tighter trailer together with that stuff. I mean, I guess I could play it right now. Can I play a thing?
Yeah. Let me. Hang on. Where is all the? We had a.
Is it like Zoom where I could play a video, or?
I think I don't know what controls you have on your side. Do you have a share screen button?
I have a camera button, disabled camera.
Button?
I got a share screen button.
Yeah. So you put it up on your screen, and then that should share that.
Okay, here, let me. Now, this is very rough, kids, so don't judge. I mean, this is the first. This is the first episode.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fine.
Um,
Is it sharing? You got it yet?
I got to hit the share button first. Hang on.
All right.
I'm just calling it up first and opening it.
Okay, now I got to turn this on. There you go.
You see that?
Yep.
Okay.
Stay upside down.
This is the rough cut. Anyone watching? This is not.
Now, I'm sure you know what happens there.
Huh? Yeah.
I'm sure you get. Okay. This is the first episode, not the episode we did. So I'll just play some of this so you can see it, and then I'll play our stuff.
Okay.
That's too cool.
It's the guy from Fortnite. Oh.
Is that a street light?
Better than that cheeseburger ship.
I know who that is.
Is that JC Fett?
Yep.
The walk kind of gives him away.
I am glad they showed the interior of how that works in The Mandalorian.
Yeah, that was definitely a cool scene. I love the wipes. I'm so simple. Is that the droid collar you said you lost, Matt?
That's a flashlight.
Oh.
He upgraded after that.
Now, when did you film this episode, Matt?
It's all green screen.
I know, but what year? What year was this filmed?
15.
Okay.
So that's it for that. But the rub of arson. Hang on, let me find it.
Yeah, this is the one you showed me, I think.
I think this is it.
Yeah. I think you guys shut your mic off, Matt. I think. No, it's not working. So, my wife was really impressed with this. She thought it would look good. And those watching it at home, it's just glitchy mainly due to our stream.
Yeah, to the restreaming.
Yeah. Man, I get it every time I see Marty and Chewie in their costumes. Man, I'm amazed.
Yeah, me too.
We still haven't had Safi with Dan though, even though he helped Safi learn how to walk and do all that.
I would love to see them two interacting.
Oh, that's our next fan film. We were just talking about that early on.
Yep.
They're going to go antique shopping together.
Oh my God, that would be hilarious.
Like the Odd Couple, one evil, one, and both very pretentious.
I know that guy.
There he is again.
And that guy.
Marty's printing a lighter crossbow. I think after he liked his pictures with his crossbow, but it's so heavy.
Yeah, the audio isn't coming through too good on this broadcast.
Yeah, it's all right. I think, yeah, I'll have to figure out how to. Gives me something to learn.
Well, Zoom doesn't do it very well either.
Yeah, Zoom doesn't do it well either.
It's so cool to see it in this perspective versus the perspective of being on the set.
Oh, yeah.
Like this to me it's like witchcraft. It's like magic.
Or Zach. Zach's like, I'm ready to die for you, sir.
I'm ready to fall on my blaster for you, sir.
Yeah. Snap your fingers and I'm down.
It's that FX helmet. I recognize that FX helmet anywhere.
All you got to do is breathe in my general direction and I buckle.
We got to get Zach to come on some Wednesday. And then as soon as we say, what do you think, Zach? And he'll just fall off his chair. There's my 1 second of time.
This is where I almost lost my voice from screaming boom up the hill so many times.
Well, you are the boom.
So you get the idea.
That was awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you so much.
Like that.
I mean,
Oh my goodness.
the music's scratch track, but I cropped it all so it's 25:1 format. It was 16 by 9.
Yeah,
So there's still a lot of work to do.
So here are some of the stills. I don't know if I can make this a full screen or not. Here's some of the stills.
I was looking at the crew one on Facebook, and I was like, can I Photoshop myself in there? I was like, something's missing.
Marty said that's his favorite picture of him ever in his Chewie costume.
Yeah.
It's a really good picture. Yeah. That was the
Pretty
picture.
badass.
That was the picture. I was like, I wonder if they would notice if I Photoshop myself in there.
Well, we left a space for you right there next to the AT-AT driver.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
That's a great shot too.
Put me in as the Force Ghost. That's a beautiful shot. I didn't see that shot yet. That's a beautiful shot.
Yeah, the clouds do look break up.
Yeah, and Ned, don't worry. You can't tell who I am anymore because I finally got white boots.
Yeah.
Finally.
But you'll still always be able to pick
now
me
I can't
out.
pick you out of the crowd, huh?
No, you still can't because I'm the only shiny stormtrooper with a pauldron.
Yeah, he's that's
Oh, okay, yeah. It's really small on my screen, but I'm actually seeing the glare here. Yeah.
Who's the gentleman with the beard?
that is Marcus.
Okay.
There's Jonathan right there. That was his first time.
Yeah, Jonathan, Marcus, and I sat with Zach for dinner
Yeah.
and just had I thought it was a great dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
How was that, guy? How was dinner after the shoot? I didn't get to hang out.
It was good. Food was good. We didn't have to wait. It was good. They were out on a lot of stuff. Sunday night is probably their not best night, but that's a good one of Quinn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's Marty.
That's a nice one. I like that one.
That's Marty when he's not Chewbacca. That's me.
That's you.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me get in my costume to take pictures of me.
Nah.
No Mandos this time. No custom Mandos.
You should have put it on and just like casually walk through the background.
I will.
like you're reading a map.
Yeah.
like where am I going?
And Donna brought all the setup. Donna's she set up the brought the tent and a lot of the stuff.
Nice.
And cookies. He brought a
I
cookie.
know. I heard I
Yeah.
missed cookies. I heard I missed some awesome cookies.
I think I brought some in my kid case.
There, you're learning your new job right there.
Trade school.
Point at the mouth hole.
I still have a bag of her cookies. I've just been too scared to eat them because I don't want them to be gone.
She brought a whole set of patches and coins and everything, and then that kid stopped that it was his birthday, and she gave all those kids coins and stuff.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's awesome.
That's the two.
Don't you just love it when that type of magic happens?
We should make ponchos like that.
Yeah.
Set ponchos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. As much as I love like the like while we're all in costume and we all look so nice in all of our armor and everything, my favorite pictures out of any of these are just like the candid ones of us all like just standing around chatting. Where nobody's realizing that pictures are being taken. We're just having.
Those are always my favorites. Is the behind the scene candid shots for films and stuff.
Yeah, I'm always surprised to see how many shots were taken. By other people.
Yeah, I still have to upload mine.
Yeah, these are just some I got early. I just didn't get around to doing anything, but we didn't stand around much though. We were shooting. You had us hauling pretty good, so I think we. And then these are the non.
Yeah, I could lose guys sneaking around the corner trying to get cosplay shots. Yeah. And then I have to go find you guys.
Did you guys get a crowd again like we had the first time?
We had another family celebrating a birthday.
Yeah, we didn't have anyone engaged. We didn't have anyone camping like last time.
And we got a heckler. It was our first heckler.
Yeah.
Oh, those are always fun.
Again, I still think it's odd he had to travel that far to actually heckle us. That's pretty fun.
That's gonna if I go to celebration, it's gonna be my
Try having one of those at 2:00 in the morning in Harlem doing a music video.
Oh, geez.
I believe that's Marcus.
I had that great opportunity to deal with.
I think we did them all. But that's our.
Those are great shots, Mike.
Those are great, man. Those are great.
That's just a compilation of who sent me pictures. So we'll get them all together and have a whole press kit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The more press we can have to push this out, the better. A lot of people, I was telling Matt a while back, a lot of people love behind the scenes making ofs, and it draws a lot of crowd and a lot of new fans to projects,
Once we finish with this, want to get individual use to build documentary, the behind the scenes pro and the still and all that.
Yeah, definitely, man. Get interviews with the cast and the crew.
Yeah.
Do you think if I asked Kathleen Kennedy for some assistance with this, she'd give it to us?
Well,
for some
just start every.
It doesn't hurt.
Okay. I'll ask her.
I made some TikToks for us. On Saturday when we were filming. So I mean, I'm trying. We could just start every conversation with every Star Wars fan. Like, what do you think of the Han Solo Chronicles film coming out? Just say that. Just start every conversation with that.
Yeah.
And then when they're like, "What?" and you'll be like, "Oh, you call yourself a Star Wars fan and you haven't heard?"
Man, it's the biggest buzz.
Yeah.
You didn't check out the TikTok?
Huh?
You didn't check out the
I'm pulling up TikTok right now. Hang on.
I hear it.
I still don't get it.
There we go.
know, instead of waiting for a good day to happen,
Marty.
waiting around, you ups and downs,
You missed
know,
Dan.
I just said, look.
I don't know if you guys can hear the sound or not.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't wanna lose.
You just had to use the picture with my gut sticking out. There you go. Which track? It's so weird.
I think that's all. Oh, let me see.
That's awesome.
Hang on, I might have two more.
Ocean sings, in ocean sings.
There's Matt doing the pointing.
I got a lot
Mike,
of pointing.
play the one that you made for John and us.
Which one?
The one where the first time we got together.
Oh, I'll have to look
Oh,
at it.
Fly in the sky. I can go twice
There's
as
Dan.
high.
I made one for Matt too, just so he wouldn't feel left out.
Yeah, I don't have any floating head in space videos for myself, so I guess that.
Days and my days to find you, shying away. I'm coming for your love again. Days and my.
Okay, let me see. What I forget what I made for us.
It was early on when we were doing these.
I have way too many TikToks.
Never too many TikToks.
Is it this one?
It all started when a dumbass met another dumbass, and they met another dumbass, and they became the dumbass trio. The end. It all started when a dumbass.
That one?
Yeah.
Yep.
It tickles me every time I watch it.
Oh man.
Missy was like, aren't they going to be offended?
Just making me a lot more feel a lot worse for not being there. Now I should have just gotten fired and gone to the shoot. Oh man. It was the worst timing.
Thanks
Well,
for
now
creating
we
a
have
reason
now
for
we
all
have
of us to
another
get together,
location.
Matt.
Yeah, we have another location. We have, we have the turning in of the armor scene, all kinds of stuff to think about.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah,
gotta
giving me a
watch
reason
that
to finally
clip on
fork over
Disney.
the cash for a Rebel pilot costume.
Well, honestly,
No, if we have a couple extras, I got your buddies from Baltimore who want to come up and be Rebel
the
pilots.
Rebel pilot costume, honestly, you can 3D print the chest box if you want a detailed one. The strapping and everything, you can buy the gray strapping in bulk. The hardest thing is that white that
Vest.
shirt.
That puffy
Yeah.
flotation looking vest, yeah.
Right, but if you talk to Toga, he knows about that stuff because Toga built his.
Yeah, I was looking on Amazon. There's a fairly decent it's more like a jumping off point as opposed to, like a finished product. There's a pretty decent vest on Amazon for $45.
Yeah, but I'm saying the other stuff you can get relatively cheap. Plus the helmets, if you can still find the helmets in GameStop, that they make, the
black.
the DAC helmet. I don't think you'll find a Luke helmet in there, but the DAC helmet, a lot of guys are repainting those. I have a vac formed helmet, but honestly, those other ones are so nice.
Yeah, I'd probably print one just so because I always hate spending the kind of money to repaint one of the Black Series helmets.
Right, but
and the Black Series is slightly smaller.
Yeah, I don't know. There was some guys wearing them. They were nice. But like I said, I have a vac formed one, which is fine. But the 3D printed ones, you get your printers rolling, they'll print. I can print one now on these new printers because that's a 350 bed. So
yeah,
that'll print without much effort. But yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I mean, I just got to recoup from this week, and I didn't like hurt any of my students because I was tired, so that was good.
That's a plus. That's a plus.
Well, between that and my dog, Monday and Tuesday were not fun days in my house.
Yeah. Sorry to hear about that, man.
Sorry to hear about that.
Definitely sorry to hear about that.
I feel bad for anyone that comes to my armor party and doesn't get to get. Buddy always liked to hump someone. That was the thing. People just laughed, because you always had to get humped by a 60-pound bulldog. But don't miss out on that. But.
Why you wear the tall boots?
Huh? I'm sorry.
Why you wear the tall boots?
Well, I got a pug. He'll bark at you. So. Our last armor party, they both ate like a gallon of slushies because when we cleaned up the slushy machine, we left it on the ground and they both gave themselves freezer head.
Brain freeze.
We have
Oh,
slushies.
man.
We have slushies, soft pretzels, and popcorn at our armor parties. So
Everything, buddy. Okay, dudes. I'm wiped. I can go to
all right,
bed.
well, thanks, Matt.
Thanks,
popping
Matt.
on.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me on, guys, man. Like I said, I missed you guys. But
Get some dates. We'll keep it going. Keep it. We're ready to go. I'll work on those door panels for you, Matt. See what I can figure out.
I'm gonna work on this this background costume for you.
Awesome.
And
Yeah,
see what I
Matt,
can do.
just try and keep the locations within 10 hours, and I'll be there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna try to keep it all to Pennsylvania if I can. And I'm not sure whether I don't know. I gotta write it first, and then we'll decide. But definitely digging that one location for the Republic base. That'll be great.
Yeah, those pictures look really good.
Mm-hmm.
So might as well get it while we're young.
Yeah. Shoot me over some of those pics so I could take a better look at it and see if I can come up with any ideas for some items to put foreground, background, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
look up
and
the
if you could,
hyperlinks and put in the group. I'll put some hyperlinks to the site. For the there's that it has an actual site with a bunch of pictures too.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
I'll put hyperlinks.
Also, if we wanted like X-wing noses pointing out, I'm echoing for some reason. Sorry. If we did like plywood cutout of and put them in like 6 feet up, poking those arches, the VFX I could probably put.
We could probably make some hollow Sintra noses for some X-wings. They'll be nice and light, or foam, or insulation foam.
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, the ones be a flat board.
Yeah.
Easier to transport.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we could work something out.
We got a little bit of time, right?
I am think.
Yep.
But I get up at 5 o'clock in the
All
morning.
right. I'll talk to you later, Matt.
Bye, Matt.
See you, Matt.
All right, later, dude.
All right, gentlemen. Have a great night.
Later, Ned.
Later,
Bye,
Ned.
Ned.
All right.
All right.
So it means that we have to come up with some script ideas for our own little films.
Yeah.
We'll make
Yes,
Ned
sir.
film them for us.
Hey, I'm down. You know me. I'm
Oh, he's
always
still
down
here.
to shoot. Oh yeah, I'm trying to find the leave button on this.
I was gonna say I don't. Let me see if I can. I don't even know if I have a leave button on here for you. Oh, I can remove you. All right, you ready, Ned?
You're gonna remove me?
I can, but you can stay.
I'd rather just leave myself. Good night, gentlemen.
Because this is where we start talking about inflatable Millennium Falcons. So
Yeah, because we're right at that 3-hour mark.
yeah.
Right.
No, that was fun. That was a good group of everything.
Yeah. I think we nailed all the high spots there. I wish we were able to get Dan in here though. That would have been nice.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with his. Because Marty used the same link, so it could have been his phone or I'm not. It's the plus side is it's working for me, so I haven't had to work any kinks out.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also the bad side too. So, but I don't know. It was a good day. I don't really
Sir,
have
yes,
much more to say here.
Well, I'm excited that we got to see some of those shots from the first bit of filming.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike's got a high res copy.
Yeah, they sent me a copy. I just didn't pass it around because I didn't know what he wanted us to do. But it was on my phone. It looks good. I mean, I showed it to my wife because I didn't want to be. Sometimes when you're in it, you think it looks better than it is, you know.
Mhm.
So and she's like, "Oh, it really looks good." So, it's like you said, it is kind of magic when you're standing there looking at all that, and you're wondering, how is this going to look? I don't understand.
Well, the other part too, the other challenge is it's not as if I sat down and read the script to find out that this scene fits here and that scene fits over there, and it
Yeah.
goes A, B, C.
Well, and I got to see more of it when we did the green screen. So I read the script, but I would be lying if I know how scripts work, but I'm not used to reading scripts. So unless you read a lot of scripts, it's not it doesn't it's hard to understand until you really read a lot of scripts, which I don't, you
Mhm.
know. And so when I saw some of the cockpit shots, it made some more sense. And again, I was just starting before Matt came in and everyone came in. When I read the script the first time, I had that picture of him meeting the stormtroopers as more of us as a motley crew of like half armored, stragglers and stuff.
Yeah.
So, it's Star Wars Resistance, is it? Star Wars Resistance does a good job of portraying what people did with all these stormtroopers.
Oh
Uniforms.
yeah, they had some wonderful pirates in
Like,
Star Wars
pirates,
Resistance.
the one pirate just had like his whole chest was just nothing but rank badges. He looks like he stole all the rank badges and stuff.
Yeah,
And like
it's
some of-
unfortunate that Resistance wasn't more popular because I thought they had some really creative characters in that show.
Yeah, the animation love of Star Wars is weird because it seems like almost all animated Star Wars, it doesn't get love till it's in a couple seasons. Like Clone Wars was that way, Rebels was that way, and I think if they would have given it 2 or 3 more seasons of that, you would have had those people starting to like it too.
Well, the other part I think with comparing Rebels, Clone Wars, and Resistance, I'm not sure if Resistance had an endpoint in mind.
Right.
Where at least with Rebels and the Clone Wars, they knew that they were bumping up against something.
Yeah.
So they knew that they had to fit these stories into this. But because of when Resistance existed in the Star Wars timeline, that end point wasn't as solid.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what the one thing I wanted to at least end with tonight, we went longer than I thought we would. I think I'm going to get into the New Republic or the High Republic more than I thought I would, because I've just my intro to the High Republic. I've read a couple of comic books and I listened to Zoe's book reviews, and I was listening to her and Sal talk about one of the book reviews today, and I don't know, it clicked, and I'm thinking that High Republic is a fan film gold as well, because of there's a lot of like really neat things in that High Republic stuff. So I'm gonna try to start. I gotta get Zoe to give me a list of I need to know the books in order to read them.
Well, many of them don't necessarily have to be read in order.
Right, but I like to read the order they come in.
Anthony says he really likes the High Republic.
Yeah, I thought I would, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel old in the sense that I'm like, if I have to learn something new, I feel like I'm bringing work home, because I got to learn stuff new for my job every day. And I'm like, oh, I got to memorize, I got to learn something new. So,
Yeah, but I think with this stuff, and especially now, because most of them I think are even audio books, I think.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't even necessarily have to read it. You could ingest it similarly to a movie, just without the visuals.
Yeah,
so you can listen to it on your way to and from work.
That's what's best for me, because depending on traffic, I have an hour drive every day, one way. So that's get caught up on my podcast, and because podcasts have been, a lot of podcasters are falling behind in their weekly thing. So
looks like Light of the Jedi is the first story, which then leads to you being able to break off from there.
Yeah. Because I'd like to check it out. The comic books, I have the app for the Marvel stuff, which I know is comic book people frown upon, but I just couldn't. I was buying all the comic books, and I felt like I needed a second job to keep up with $4 and $5.
Now that they're $4 each.
Yeah, I was like, the one time they had special covers, and so I used to be a diehard comic book guy, and so they put all these books in my subscription box, and my comic books it was like hundreds of dollars. I was like, oh man, I gotta really rethink this, So, but a lot of the ones that are done by Disney print, they don't go on the app. They're not on the app.
Really? That's surprising.
Well, the Marvel, no, because the app's Marvel, and then
Okay.
I forget what the Disney version of it is. So I'll probably wait for the graphic novels. On that.
Gotcha. Well, now you've got an even, it's even more challenging because Dark Horse picked it back up again.
Yeah.
So Dark Horse will be putting out comics soon.
I did like the Dark Horse comic books. I liked.
They had some great ones.
I like the covers the most. Like I thought Dark Horse. Sometimes I bought it just for the cover. Like I enjoyed the covers.
That Legacy run was incredible.
Yeah.
With if I'm pronouncing it right, Cad Skywalker or Cad A Skywalker.
But Dark Horse always messes up continuity. I remember when Dark Horse screwed up the Alien continuity. They came out with that series, and then they were, wait a minute,
Yeah. Whoops.
So, but no, yeah. I mean, I still think, along with what Matt was saying, and we got to work on some fan films in what we.
Well, what if we started doing some of these little clips that we're talking about in an effort to do two things? One, build up some awareness of and interest in the Star Wars costuming groups that we're all connected with. Because to your point, Mike, I mean, in recent years, they have kind of gotten a bad rap in some circles.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so, especially now, I mean, we have, a couple groups in Pennsylvania. We've got the group in New York, the group in New Jersey, that it seems like many of us really get along well. We're able to gather and create stuff. And as silly as this may sound, have fun doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, John, I don't know about you, but I thought that our time over dinner was absolutely positively wonderful. And to me, like I'm getting goosebumpy talking about it now because it was just such a nice, calm conversation and fun. And every time we got together in little clusters throughout the day, whether it was, us talking with Marcus or us talking with Bob or Mary sharing her patches and pins with us, like everybody in that circle that day was there to help each other, to give to each other, to contribute to each other in a way that I haven't experienced Star Wars in quite some time.
Yeah, and I mean, kind of like what you were saying about dinner. It was nice just to sit there and like relax and just kind of decompress after the fantastic day we had, and just keep that same energy going. Like I called my coworker as I was leaving dinner, and she's like, "Oh, did you have a good time?" I'm like, "I'm still smiling from the time that we walked off set." And I genuinely, like, it was hard for me not to sit there and like smile, just because of it's not something you get every day. So
yeah,
and just being able to like just sit there and have a good time over dinner and just set everything else in the world aside and just talk about Star Wars and talk about the experiences that we all had. It was nice. It was a nice break from reality.
And I don't know if it was Marcus or Jonathan who said this, but it's like, you know what? I have friends who like Star Wars, but I don't have friends who like Star Wars like this. So it was.
Yeah, I think that was Jonathan who said that.
Well, and you know what? We are all in someone's story somewhere where someone says, "Hey, I'm a Star Wars fan," and someone that one of us knows probably says, "Yeah, but you should meet my friend so and so." Because I know what that feeling is. Because at my school district, that's like anyone in the county needs. We do the whole county of north corner of Maryland, or the northeast corner. And anytime Star Wars something related, I will start getting phone calls probably next month for May the 4th. They'll be like, "Hey, can you bring your?" I'm like, "No. First off, you're probably like the 40th person that asked me already, But I have to teach as well. I can't just, sorry kids, no school today. I have to go be a stormtrooper.
Oh, but don't they have substitutes for that?
Oh, don't even get me started. That's, it's as much. I love my job, but taking off as a teacher is 10 times more work. It's like I have to think, okay, well, I can at least stand up. I have to go to work today. So yeah, I can't. But May the 4th they always want. So I'll take my armor in, and they'll do the morning announcements in TK armor for the morning announcements. So we're trying to do a Star Wars day or a Star Wars evening to play the films. We pay for a license where we can show Star Wars films, and so I'm going to try to do a day where we do like a Star Wars night, because where I teach, some kids, if they're lucky, they get to go to a movie once a year. So, but that's going back to what you guys were saying. It was such a good day. Like I was so happy, and I had more, my Monday didn't seem out as happy, but I had plans of like getting more ready for this, thing. And then I still laugh. I get ads for that stupid inflatable Falcon all the time. I just laugh. It's just going to wear me down. It'll be like 3 years from now. He's like, damn it, I'm just going to buy it. My wife will leave me, but I can at least live in my Falcon.
Yeah, but for six installments of, maybe by then it'll be even less expensive than it is now.
I imagine someone is like, well, I do have PayPal credit that's only $99 a month. So.
Yeah, I still think that when we do name this, I think the Inflatable Falcon podcast should be in the running, at least in some capacity.
Well, you know how you have the Star Wars logo and it says like Empire Strikes Back and it says Star Wars in the frame?
Mm-hmm.
Our name, and then it just has to, instead of Star Wars, it should say Inflatable Falcon. Like on behind you where it says, you have Solo behind you there, John. It says, Star Wars, a Star Wars story. It'll just be Inflatable Falcon. So. But.
Yeah, or kind of like the Han Solo Chronicles logo.
Yeah, that was a good day. I'm happy. I met Matt out of sheer, I don't know how. Like it comes down to that point in life where the randomness of life and the love of Star Wars has brought me so much joy. I would have never met either of you if it wasn't for Star Wars.
Right.
Anthony. Anthony's the same way. We wouldn't be friends with Anthony.
Right.
If it wasn't for Star Wars, really.
And somehow Matt got my name because he said someone told him I knew stormtroopers. And this was like pre-pandemic. This was like I wasn't on anybody's radar. Like I've had like tons of people contact me since Zoe did our Star Wars story, but not for anything good. It was usually just nonsense. But what I'm saying, like I could understand if he saw me there, or saw my name, but he just somehow, because he knew Marty and. Somehow he got a hold of Dan. I forget. And then he wound up being on Zoe's podcast as a guest. And then the next thing we know, we were planning. And I think it literally, our first shoot was that Friday before or after the pandemic hit. Because I remember Matt was asking, I was like, I don't really, because Pennsylvania was really locking stuff down. I was like, I don't think we can meet in a group like that,
Right.
So.
Yeah, I still think I always just look back and I think it's to how Mike, you and I met, where it's like, I randomly just decided one day, it's like, you know what, I'll just start making TikToks. All the kids are doing it. So, and then that trickled down to, we started chatting. You hopped into my live streams.
Yep.
And then the whole Steel City ticket thing happened to now where we're at now. And I wouldn't have met, Marty or Ken or Matt or anyone like this without TikTok. And just sporadically saying, you know what, I do a lot of 3D printing. Let's put this out to the world. None of this would have happened.
And I think, Ken, I met you at an armor party, I believe.
Yeah, you met me at a Pennsylvania armor party, not even a New Jersey one.
Yeah,
it was a Pennsylvania one.
At Frank's house, I think. It was Frank's, because I just remember you were working on your armor, and I was literally just Zoe's driver. I was just like, she doesn't drive, and she wanted to go to this armor party. I was like, okay.
Yeah, and you and I started talking about, printing and mold making and stuff. And you offered to let me come up and make a helmet in your garage and learn how to make molds.
Yeah.
We spent an entire day together in your garage.
Oh, yeah.
I think Buddy humped me once.
Yeah, see, you're in the family. You're part of the family now. Yeah, that's man, that was right the summer before the pandemic.
Yep.
I think, yeah, because then Marty and I during the pandemic, Marty came over every day because I would teach, and then he would come. I'd be teaching, and then he'd be making stuff in the garage.
Yeah, because that's when you were teaching remotely, right?
Yeah, I'd be teaching remotely, and because then I had to teach remotely in the morning, and in the afternoon I just had to be available for students. So I just had my computer in the garage, and just if student popped on, I jump in, and I mean I wouldn't want to go back to that, but I learned a lot. I mean I would have saved a lot more money making molds if I would have done that first, but 3D printing, the way 3D printing is going, I think the mold making is going to be the few and far between, because just the cost of they're going opposite now. 3D printing prices are coming down and mold prices are going up. So
yeah, resins was for a while. It was hard to get it was
hard to get
during the pandemic.
And then because it was hard to get, and it wasn't the pandemic, it was the ice storm in Texas, is what they told me.
Okay.
That they apparently every resin is made in Texas. I don't know if I believe them, but they charged me an extra $25 a gallon after that. So, but yeah, Ken, you just have to get into the 3D printing world.
Yeah, I've Heather and I have talked about it a bunch of times because I've been going back and forth between a 3D printer and a sewing machine. But after talking with John the other night over dinner, I think I am gonna, when I have that space cleared out that I can set it up, I'm gonna do the lean into the 3D printing. Well, I don't want to be the only cool kid. I don't want to be the only kid in the group that doesn't have one.
Well, and I just picked up two Soval 3s, version 3s, and they're 350 millimeter by 350 millimeter bed, so they're a little bigger than my biggest printer, and they were cheaper than my biggest printer. And they come with a BL Touch on them and all that stuff. So they come with all the extra bells and whistles.
How much was direct drive?
It comes with direct drive, and they were $3.95 a piece.
Wow.
What?
$3.95.
At some point, send me a link to that so I can check it out.
For a BL Touch direct drive, 350 by 350.
350 by 350 by 400.
You spent less than $400 on that.
Yeah. Well, they were running a special, so I had to. They were running, I think it was like $20 off per order. So I ordered two of them, so I got $40 off. Let me see if I always forget how.
I see an inflatable Falcon sometime in his future.
Well, no, it was actually from a job that we did, and so before the money was spent, I just decided to.
Yeah, because then you made armor for the Star Wars band, right?
Yeah, the band. We actually just redid their armor. Their armor was all crapped out, so we just redid it for them. Let's see if
we should do a music video.
Well, the Route 66 song?
Yes.
Yeah. Order 66. I just always pictured the lyrics. I had the lyrics somewhere written down somewhere. I always pictured Route 66, but Order 66 instead.
Well, you guys have heard my song.
Yeah.
Which that now comes on the radio every day at work, and we've been listening to the same station for 4 weeks. I never noticed it until about 3 or 4 days ago, and I'm like, oh, it's the Ramblin' Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Here's the Soval right here.
Still, I mean, $420 is not that bad.
Like I said, I got $20 off. They were running a special. So, direct drive. BL Touch is built on it. I mean, look, they even have a Mando helmet as one of their.
Go back up to the label of it.
Soval, Sovol. I ordered it on a Wednesday night. It showed up to my house Friday afternoon.
Wow.
Wait, go back to the different materials. Did that say prints?
Here?
Yeah, because I saw PETG,
PLA,
PLA,
TPU, ABS, PETG, and wood. That's probably the wood filament. But most will print that. Yeah, it'll print TPU because you need a direct drive. You can't use the Bowden extruder with.
What's TPU?
That's the soft stuff. It's like if you want to make rubber, like I've been trying to print a set of 000 hands, so they'll be rubber, so they'll bend, so she can just put them on and bend.
Okay.
It doesn't work out as good as it says because it's kind of temperature sensitive and it can string out.
Yeah, they're not good for TPU's not good for costume pieces, but it's good for just general props.
Yeah, but
like a rubber
to me,
blaster.
PLA and PLA Plus, you can't beat it for the money.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I pay $18 a roll for PLA Plus, which I know. I need to again, as soon as I'm out of filament, which I still have 18 boxes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I have 18 rolls of filament that I need to get through first.
Well, I can give you a list of stuff to print if you're just trying to get rid of filament.
Well, Marty and I are printing. We're going to put an order in for I think it's like 40 rolls at $10 a roll. So, and then just split it.
That's still not bad. That's so hard to beat.
Yeah. And but yeah, that's now I'm recommending that under saying this that Marty's is working perfectly, and I have 2 in my box I haven't opened up yet. So, give me a week or 2 to give you a full review of it, because I'm running a printer that probably shouldn't be working. I have a basic CR10 with nothing extra that's been running for 3 years or something like that. And most people say, well, you should have this and this. I'm like, I'm just running it how it came out of the box,
Yeah, that's how I run both my CR10Ss. Yeah. I have no desire to modify them in any way.
Yeah, and
do you need those to be hooked up right to a computer, or do they have a place where you can
SD card?
Okay.
Yeah, and they come with a USB to micro SD reader, so you don't have to go out and get that either.
Well, I just put on mine a full size reader, and then you 3D print them out, only because then I don't have to worry that my little thing will go and I'll have to take the whole thing apart.
Right.
So this goes, but you don't have to add anything. Like I tell people when they get into 3D printing, get it, run it, get with it. I just helped a student, a teacher's, her son got one, and he's trying to add all. I said, don't add anything to it. Run it, learn it, and if a year or something you need to add something, but not, you start adding all this stuff, then you don't know what's wrong with it. Right. Gotcha. Marty has a 500 millimeter one too.
Now, does he have the Ender 5, or does he have another one?
He has the Creality 5. What is it? A CR10 5.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever the big 500 millimeter one is.
Yeah, it's the one where it's just a giant cube in the
No. His looks just like it looks like a giant CR10.
Huh.
They're about $800.
Yeah, because I've seen I must be getting it mixed up, but I know there's one where it's a giant cube and the build plate is what moves.
Yeah, we have a friend that has one of those. I have the Flash Forge, the little red one.
Mm-hmm.
I love my Flash Forge, and I love the big Flash Forges, but they're too expensive.
Oh yeah, they're like $1,800 for anything worth it on the size.
The nice thing about the Flash Forges is you don't have to put tons of supports because the thing moves up and down, so the print doesn't move. You don't get any wobbling.
Mm-hmm.
So but again, for what you're going to print, like the 500, you can print a full R2 dome in one piece. But how often you're printing an R2 dome?
You mean that one that you just bought? You can print the R2 dome?
No, mine's a 350, so I can't do a full R2 dome, but I can split it up. But what's nice is like my big printer, I can print a helmet, but I got to finagle it. You have to have it just on right, like diagonal and stuff like that. With the 350, it gives me plenty of room to spin it around and print it and put it in all different directions. So, and again, for that price, I was like, I can't not get 350 by 350 because it comes with the better extruder. The BL Touches, that's like $100, isn't it, or at least 75? So
I think I think generally it's like 125. It's more than that.
So. Again, Marty's works wonderful, so I was like, I might as well do it and see what's up.
God, I regret having this conversation just because I'm having all these things where it's like, oh, I could do this, I could do that. Because now that we started talking about it, I want to do a gonk droid. Because I've always had a vision in mind of how to do like a poor man's gonk droid, and I've never done it.
We're building one at school. Because my robotics team is the Perryville Gonkies. and our mascot's the Gonk Droid. Because I told the kids, look, if I'm staying for free and I'm working it, we're going to do Star Wars theme. So so we're making a mascot. I just went and got 2 plastic tubs at Lowe's the other day for him, and I got some dryer hose, and we're just going to build a set of PVC legs with weighted feet and
Clearly,
Toga
we
has
had the
that
same
too.
vision.
Yeah.
That's you just rattled off everything that I've been racking in my brain for the last 3 hours.
Well, have you
One
ever
of the
seen?
coolest ones I've seen is somebody hooked it up in such a way that when they take it to conventions, inside the tubs, like they have it's like hinged, and
Yeah.
they run an extension cord into the Gonk Droid so that when you have to charge your phone or whatever, you plug into the Gonk Droid to charge your
Yeah.
stuff. It's
Mhm.
so
Yeah,
it's such a cool idea.
I've seen ones where the whole panel flips open on the side, and it's a gaggle of USB plugs.
Yes, exactly. And
And
inside is like a surge protector or whatever.
yep, Toga has one, and he put like an economy iPad on the one side
Oh.
with like display. But then there's also, have you seen the Jawa riding a Gonk Droid costume?
That one I haven't seen.
So the guy made a costume of a Gonk Droid. So you wear the Gonk Droid up to here, and then the top of your body is a Jawa with fake legs hanging off the side. So it looks like a Jawa riding a Gonk Droid.
That's funny. I remember at Celebration there was one that had like disco balls and Bluetooth speakers and everything. It was the Party Gonk Droid or whatever.
Yeah,
That one was pretty impressive.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull this.
All right, Mike. Before our Rebel base shoot, you and I each have to do a Gonk Droid. That way we can fill out the base.
Oh yeah. We do the big 6-legged Gonk Droid. Let me see if I can share.
That's Gonk double E.
Yeah, right here. Look. This isn't the best one I've seen, but this is one of the ones. See?
Oh my God.
I've seen a better one where he's sitting up high and his legs are hanging off the side.
Oh my word. That is funny.
Oh, but the hands are wrong. They're not furry.
Well, yeah, it depends. My kids I never put furry hands on them. You're supposed to have fur on top. But that costume is so hot that I was like, Dad, no. Because I put fur on my girls' masks. So if you ever see any pictures of my girls' Jawas, you never had to Photoshop anything. A lot of these guys make these masks and they put them too close, or they put netting over them, and then you have to Photoshop all that out to make them look right. But yeah, I was pretty picky with my kids' Jawa costumes.
I still want Toga to do a Jawa.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to get him to do Ezra.
Oh, he would be a good. But he's got the face for Ezra.
I misprinted I designed Ezra's pistol from the last season. It's a rounded one. I made one and I printed it, but it was the first 3D thing I designed, and it came humongous scale. So I give it to him because it was like Toga scale. I was like, look, you could just do Ezra. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I can do Little Kanan.
Yeah. Oh yeah. See, yeah. See, there we go. That's you're talking.
David and Goliath.
And then we get a toddler to do Zeb.
Yes.
And then we're all good to go. Yeah.
Who's gonna paint the toddler purple?
Yeah. I have to find the pictures because I took some at Celebration. You probably saw them, Ken. The people that made the animated masks of the Rebel crew. That's the only Zeb that I really like. A lot of the other Zebs just look way too creepy.
I think one of my favorite set of costumes from Celebration were the Muppets, the Muppet Stormtroopers. Those were incredible. I mean, yes, it's awesome to see 1,500 Stormtroopers or 900 Mandalorians in one setup, but when you see someone coming out dressed like Animal with Stormtrooper armor on, it just takes it to a different place.
Here, this is me in 08 with the girls.
Now this is your FX kit.
That's the kit you were wearing, and that was me about 40 pounds lighter. That was my probably second or third troop, and that's the girls' first. They did Halloween in these, but that's the girls. So in 08, Safi would have been 5, and Zoe was 7.
That's so funny.
And it's funny because that picture was the first. That's the first picture we took when we were trooping. Let me see if I have. Yeah, that's. But then we did. Hang on. The last picture. Let me see. Not on purpose by any means. Let me see if I have. I don't have it anymore. On here. No, I don't have it. But I have the last picture that they ever did as Jawas. Was that same photo by accident? Totally by accident. I was standing there. This was the first time we went out to the cliffs, though. Right here. It's Marty's. It's the girls. This was in 2015, 2016. There's the look. Back when the first time we went, there was an actual beach. You could go down.
Yeah, the water was much higher this weekend.
Yeah.
That's Sabine Yoda. Let me see. Hey, look, there's that dugout. Like, that's.
Yeah, there was a picture of the ravine in there, and it just looks so much higher.
Oh yeah. Let's see if I have. These. I don't think I have Marty's pictures. These are us taking pictures. Yeah, see, you can go down around. I was thinking I had more ravine pictures. For 3D printing, she just had blocks of wood for her pistols.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to building the Tuscan.
Yeah, I am too. And I gotta get moving on that because it's gonna be summer before I know it. I just got to break down all the material and figure out how. I just want everyone wants to build one. I want to have everything we need.
Or are we gonna? Do you want help putting together a list of the costume parts that people need?
Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm trying to collect. I'm going to close this out. I'm trying to collect all the information, all what we need to have first, and then see what So I want to see. Okay, do we need X amount of feet of this kind of fabric? And then once I have everything listed, I'm going to say to everyone, look, this is everything we need for one person to build it. And then how do we want to go about it? Does everyone want to buy their stuff individually? Do we want to, like the Tuscan eyes aren't going to cost anyone anything because I'm just burning through all my extra filament, like little pieces. I just keep printing the eyes on my one printer and throwing them in a box. So I have plenty of eyes, and I like I said, I'm going to cast the other parts. So that the Greeblies or anything, I got the big thing that's holding me up is the face shell.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to contact the poor man Tuscan and see if hey, how much would you charge me for 20 face shells? And then when he gives me a price, I'll just say, look, okay, I'm going to order the face shells. If you want one, send me. I can't imagine his face shells are more like $10. And I ordered the face shells. And I'd like to have it that either people bring everything or we have everything ready. Because sometimes building costumes, if everyone can pay like $5 here, $5 here over the course of a couple of weeks, then when you come here, no one's broke. It's like vacation. Like vacation's fun except for the week when you get home and you spend all your money on vacation until you get paid, but I want to keep the price down as low as possible and just go from there. Cause I still think I'm still debating on like the belts and stuff. Like that just might be everyone go out and just go to Goodwill and buy a bunch of old belts. And then we'll get some old, and make the packs and stuff. Cause the nice thing about the Mandalorian, they don't have to be uniform. Where if you want to be the 501st and you want to do a New Hope, you have to have that specific bandolier. Like Sappy's would never pass the 501st because her bandoliers wouldn't pass.
Yeah, I still like the idea of the potluck system.
Yeah. Or, like I said, everyone bring it or whatever we want to do. I just want it to not be a big expense on anyone, and I want us to all have everything there. Because I also don't want, like you always have that uncle that says he's coming to the picnic and he's the one bringing the cups and then he shows up last, and no one could have anything to drink because he was the one bringing cups.
Right.
You know? So, but yeah, I just want to make a list. Like I got a plan for the rifle, so I'm going to try the plan out, and if the rifle plan works out, I think we can make rifles really inexpensive too.
Well, we got to add another person to our list.
Yeah.
Anthony wants to be.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
too.
Well, Anthony's invited to all my stuff. He has a standing invite to my house. I told him if he's coming to Lancaster, just let me know. He has a standing invite. But the rifles, like, and again, I'm thinking this potluck system. If the rifles work out, it might take 2 or 3 guys all day to make all the rifles we need. But they'll be working on the rifles while the other guys are working on, if someone can sew and stuff like that. And we just turn it out. Because everyone has a skill somewhere, and then we do it in the summer, and then we just do a shoot afterwards. You got your gaffy stick ready?
No, that was the boom mic.
Oh, your boom mic. We'll make a boom Tuscan.
Yeah, I can make a boom gaffy stick.
I got
It's
my
like-
gaffy. I got Safi's.
It's 8.5 feet long.
I'm sorry, did
Because
you say you have Safi's gaffy stick?
This is Safi's gaffy. This is con proof.
Is that foam?
Yeah, I just made it's hollow at the end because when she started being a Tuscan, she was still in middle school. So you walk around those cons. So I just made if it gets ripped up, we just paint and put a new piece of foam in it. And then this is just made out of floor mats glued together, and this is the stuff you put in drawers to keep your silver
Drawer liner?
flying. Yeah, that's all it is.
Have a good night, Anthony. Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, son. So that's the plan. Like we have the files for the gaffy sticks too, and that might be we say like Marcus was saying he'll print stuff. We'll say, look, Marcus, print X amount of gaffy stick heads. Tell us how much it costs, and the main thing is I just don't want someone to like bring something and be off kilter with the money. Like not that anyone cares, but that's what tends to make people care because they don't want to say anything. I don't want Marcus printing all these print and then him a little angry because he printed all these and he feels like he spent more or something like that. But
Well, I think that's why we considering that we have the benefit of time.
Yeah,
we can plot these out a little bit. Because one of the things that is challenging about regular armor parties, so I can only talk about Mandalorian armor parties. Oftentimes, you're going there with your materials, hoping to get somebody to help you, but there's no true guarantee that someone's going to be there on that day to help you with the thing that you need work on.
Right.
And with something like this, where it's very deliberate, very specific, the 12 of us are getting together on this day. Either you bring X, Y, and Z, or $20 or $50 or whatever, and then we go from there.
Right. That's what I think. Like I said, then we can do like dyeing all the fabric together. We just an assembly method, because if someone knows how to sew, they can sew. Like I hand sewed Safi's robe because I didn't know how to use a sewing machine at the time. Well, that took me all day to sew it. Where if someone with a sewing machine would have showed up, they would have and been done. But I hand sewed like a 4-foot stitch, a 4-foot stitch, a 4-foot stitch. Where if I had a sewing machine, it would have been done. So that's where we take the skills, And again, the only thing concerning me is the face mask because we can 3D print them. I just think they're at the realm of there's certain thresholds of 3D printing that aren't worth the time, and I don't know if printing that face piece is worth the time right now.
Yeah, because 90% of that's covered.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So my 2 lines of thought with that is then we're gonna have to go too because it's getting late.
We're going on a record, guys.
I know. Is 3D print one, then make a mold of it, and then take that mold, not make a good mold, but I'm like a sand mold or something like that. Fill it with concrete, make a concrete mold, and then I just take a piece of ABS, heat it with a heat gun, and press it down over to make a rough mold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I don't know if all that effort I could do that, and then it might not work. We could get because the eyes have to be a certain alignment, and you need that muzzle to get. If you've ever seen someone done a Tuscan by hand, the eyes are a little off. They look like like fetal alcohol syndrome Tuscan or something like that. or I'm going to just contact him and see what I can do. If we can get a pretty decent price on the face piece. I mean, because we could 3D print. If it was like 10 guys showing up, I'd debate on printing them. But if it's more than that, then it's just a lot of printing for something like.
Well, what if we, with the group of people that we have right now, what if we created this deadline? So, because we're looking to do this, we need to have information by such and such a date, such and such a time, so that, and then from there we move forward with the next stage of the plan. Because some of the things, we may be able to just have there. Like, for instance, you said, we got a bunch of eyepieces that we may have extras of, or the parts of a gun somebody may be able to purchase. But from this moment forward, we're planning on having 11 people there.
Right. Yeah, and honestly, with my new printer, I might be able to print stuff faster, because it isn't. The nice thing about the face mold is it's not detailed, so if it is a little janky, as long as the eyes fit and stuff. So that's my only concern. Once I get the face thing straightened out, everything else is like Safi's leather on the mask. That's Goodwill belts that I just cut them up and wrapped around. So there's all that kind of stuff, and then you don't have to weather it. Mm-hmm. So and these have less of a mouth wrap on them. The strips of fabric, you just have to get the right fabric that'll soak up, and you just it's literally, we just cut strips and throw it in a bucket and throw RIT dye in it and let it cook.
Well, is that also something that we could have done ahead of time?
Yes. Well, that's what some of the dyeing, it'd be nice to have done ahead of time. We just like, hey, I need 2 people to come here and help me dye X amount of feet of fabric pre-cut. Like, we pre-cut all the robe fabric to, because the outer robe isn't easy. It's easy. It's real simple sewing. There's a lot of stuff, the arm wraps, and the arm wraps, you pre-wrap those onto, you actually fabric glue them to a piece of a shirt, so it's easier to put on. Like, some guys like to wrap them every time, but then you're just making yourself a headache.
Now, do we have a month in date or in mind that we're shooting for?
I'm shooting for July, but I don't know.
Okay.
Because I don't know how the summer's. I don't know what's going to entail the summer, but like, my July is the freest, especially if we're using my place. July is free for me pretty much any day. So it could be like one of those ones where we do it's like some people can't come on Saturday, so maybe we do a Friday and a Saturday and kind of mix it up.
Mm-hmm.
We have, if people are traveling, we have places like some people can stay here. I don't have that much space, but there's also, like, if people like to camp, we have Muddy Run Campground, which is a really cool place, like real close to my place, and all kinds of stuff. So I got to get it all figured out here probably I'd like to get it all figured out and banged out like in April sometime, like, just so people can figure out what they want to do.
Well, could you rent space out in your inflatable Millennium Falcon?
Yes, I could do that too.
Yeah, like a Airbnb.
Yeah, everyone has to. We need 9 people, and you'll have to pay $1,000 to build this Tuscan.
Yeah, I think probably what I'll do, depending on when it is and where I'm at in life. Honestly, I'll probably just take 2 days off and make the trip out, because literally all I need is 2 trees. I will string my hammock, and I will be a happy camper. No pun intended.
Yeah, we'll figure it all. All those, because I know Toga wants to come up, and a bunch of guys want to come up, so we'll figure it out. I just have to get back on that. I have to stop doing 4-hour podcasts every Wednesday, and I could probably get more done.
Hey, last week was short. We were what? Yeah. It was 2 hours last week.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, we're 3 hours and 48.
I felt cheated.
So there's one person still watching it, so I think someone fell asleep at their computer. So
I wonder if is that I don't even know who it is, but
yeah,
whoever it is, thank you so much for spending this much time.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Well, we should probably take it off. But we'll figure. Maybe our next one we'll talk about Tuscans. That sounds like a good thing.
Yeah.
Talk about Tuscan build and maybe some of our research. Like, we should just start throwing a script around, like you said, just to see what we can do.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a very, very, very minor background in script writing. So if you give me an outline, I can format it and throw some things in there. Cool. Let's make it happen.
If we have Tuscans involved, we don't necessarily have to really worry about dialogue.
Right.
We just need to have the gestures. Like, what's my motivation as Tuscan A?
Well, I wonder. Well, this is something we can talk about next week. But I wonder, would you, if you wrote, say, you wrote an all Tuscan movie, or even those scenes from The Mandalorian, did they write what they were saying?
I think so, because I thought they used legit sign language.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Like, you know. But anyway.
Oh, Ned's still watching.
Oh, thank you, Ned.
Ned said he wants to be a Tuscan. I'm telling you,
Well,
we just got to put it on paper.
we have to make sure Ned's in the Tuscan build group, and I actually have to get a number, because if it's like 40 people, we might have to we might have to go to a second location. My yard will handle it. I just don't know where people would park. That's
Well, I'm sure Lancaster County would be real thrilled about, miles of street parking.
Oh man, I got a ticket when I parked in front of my mailbox one time, and at like 11 at night.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, if we all carpooled on Bantas, if we
file.
come in single files to hide our numbers.
Yeah.
You're welcome,
All right.
guys.
Well, I will see.
On
you
that
all.
note,
Yeah. Let's I'm gonna hit the end stream button.
Thanks, guys.
Now I made it through the weather. Better days are gonna get better. I'm so happy.